Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
This Diddy story keeps getting nuttier. But before we play you some footage from a press conference, what happened at the Dunkin' Donuts in East Haven?
Oh.
So this woman's in her car. She's going through the drive-thru. Some dude parks in front of her, gets out of his car, gets in the passenger side of her car,
Right.
asks her for the keys, punches her.
Right.
She, pregnant, runs into Dunkin' Donuts.
Yep.
And talks to someone behind the counter, this woman who saw the attack. She alerted two of the male workers of Dunkin' Donuts who ran out and started beating the crap.
Good beat down. Good beat. They ripped him out of the car. One guy flung him like a cheese omelet.
Really?
Yeah. You see him kind of grab him by the waist and just fling him. The guy's like, woo! And he goes, just like lands in the parking lot. They jump on him. They're like, poof, poof, poof. And they restrain him. I mean, he hit that ground hard.
Oh, I can't wait to see this video.
If you actually see like him lands like,
really?
Like he landed on his stomach like hard, like,
Oh, and this guy, I'm looking at the Channel 3 story.
Yeah.
He, not for nothing. I don't want to say anything bad, but he looks like a dirtbag.
Yeah, you kind of need to change your life for the better.
Let's straighten out the hair.
Exactly. Right.
And then the mean face. When you're in a mugshot, you should, I don't know.
Look pleasant.
Don't look angry.
No.
You can't smile because that looks the opposite.
Right.
Like, oh, you're not taking this seriously.
Right.
I mean, maybe you look a little sad. Like, oh, yeah, I kind of screwed up.
Yes.
Remorseful.
Remorseful look. Right. Or at least I'm not guilty look.
Yeah.
We
got to get some of these people on the phone.
Yeah.
Either Dunkin' Donuts workers or...
Yeah, that one guy, man. I mean,
good for them.
He
getting
flew.
involved. So many people just don't want to get involved anymore.
That's right.
He had to flew about at least 12 feet. It's like,
really?
Oh, yeah, he flung him.
Like a cheese omelet.
Yeah, the guy's like, whoa, poof.
We should take the video, then we'll put sound effects to it.
Yeah.
It'll just be AJ.
Boom.
It looks kind of like dwarf tossing. Remember they used to do that? Like that, only a much bigger person.
Right.
Yeah. Tall, lanky, guy.
All right. Next, we're just gonna play it. A long excerpt from a press conference. And, this Diddy story is something else. I think this is going to turn out to be the biggest sex scandal we've seen in a very long time.
Yeah.
Probably since the church scandal.
Yeah. Shaping up that way.
Every day there's a story or two that just makes you go, whoa.
Right. There's no new low. There's always like, what the hell's this?
And here's another one of those stories. There's an attorney in Texas who's had a lot of people reach out to him and say, yeah, we're victims.
Okay.
He has been vetting all of these people. And so far, he has 120 that he says have actual strong evidence.
Yikes.
All different states, some of them. Yeah. It's like all over the place.
Of a case. And here's an excerpt from his press conference.
But truth has endurance. The acts complained of in these cases that we're going to file occurred primarily in New York, either Manhattan or the Hamptons, or occurred in California, primarily in Los Angeles, or in Florida, primarily in Miami. But truth has endurance. The acts complained of in these cases that we're going to file occurred primarily in New York, either Manhattan or the Hamptons.
Did he repeat himself?
No, I think the video repeated. Sorry.
Something they called a puppy party, the all-white party, although several of these events occurred at auditions. Many times, especially young people wanting to break into the industry, were coerced into this type of conduct in the promise of being made a star, or in the promise of having Sean Combs listen to their tape or even let them read for Sean Combs. You should know that some of this behavior occurred at well-known venues in New York City. Some of this behavior occurred at private residences of people that we all know.
That's a big
Yeah.
of people we all know.
Not good. That person's now sweating.
There's a lot of people like,
Oh.
Some of this behavior occurred at hotels that we're all familiar with. You should know that more than 55% of the victims filed reported this conduct
oh boy.
to either the authorities, that is the police, or to hospitals. We're in the process of collecting with our team assistants, medical records, reports that were made to the authorities.
So he's saying 55% of the 120
Yeah.
made reports.
Yeah.
Police or hospital.
Right.
Nothing was done.
And I've already said that some of the individuals in this group did, in fact, talk to the FBI. You should know that several of the individuals, and when I say several, I mean many, who did, in fact, seek medical treatment were drug tested. And drugs were found in their system, weird drugs that you probably never heard of. One in particular that continues to pop up is a drug called xylazine or trank, which, based on our research, is known as a horse tranquilizer.
Oh boy.
I have Trank.
Now, there's been a lot of reports that we're filing a class action. This is not a class action. Class action is when one or two people file a case on behalf of a group of people. That's not this. These cases will be individual cases. Each case will live and die on its own merit.
Holy crap.
These cases will be filed individually, one plaintiff against whoever the defendants were involved in the case.
So that means one plaintiff, but multiple defendants. So it could be
The
Puffy,
hotels,
It could
I
be
think.
Puffy. It could be the house that it was hosted at.
Right.
It could be the police department that
Did nothing.
did nothing.
Yeah. Yikes.
I mean, he went out of his way to mention hotels we all recognize. Like, I feel like that's going to be part
yeah.
of this for sure.
No
Yeah.
Motel 6.
120 people, but each will have multiple people that they're suing.
Yeah.
And there'll be overlap in between. Like, these people were in the same place, but
Right.
these incidents are separate.
This
They
is
might have happened on the same weekend.
Bananas.
Oh, God.
Bananas.
Each case may be filed in one venue like California. Another case may be filed in New York. One case may sue just Sean Combs, but multiple other people. One case may sue a range of people. I would expect most, though, to be filed, as I said, in New York and Los Angeles. Now, I know
It's
this.
funny. I don't think they searched any property in New York. It was L.A.
Yeah.
and Miami.
Yeah.
Odd.
It is where the arrest happened, right? That's where he was arrested eventually.
I don't
Yeah.
recall.
Yeah.
But Homeland Security went to his L.A. mansion, his Miami mansion. Nothing was searched in New York.
Does he own, or is it literally just these venues? It's just these hotels.
Well, he had the parties in the Hamptons.
Yeah. Famous.
Were
part.
they his house or were they other people's? Like, that's,
Still,
yeah.
you got to search these potential crime scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thinking or hoping, or perhaps believing that I may start naming names. That day will come, but it won't be today. The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already. Of course, I already know who some of these individuals are, but because of the nature of this case, we're going to make damn sure that we're right before we do that. But the names that we're going to name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock you. These are individual cases. There are indeed other perpetrators
The
involved.
names will shock you.
Yeah.
Like Ashton Kutcher wouldn't shock me
Right.
because I know he's been friends with him for a long time.
Yeah, they hang.
He's already like, that was an exact quote, by the way.
Right. He's like, he can kill so.
There's a story. There's a story out there that he's saying, "Oh man, I'm worried about what Diddy might say to the investigators to kind of make a deal. He might implicate people who had really nothing to do with anything."
Yeah. Or did.
Yeah, I read the story, and there's like no one. It's like insiders. It's like okay, who?
Yeah.
Name names.
Right.
There are indeed other perpetrators involved. They will be revealed when that particular individual case is ready to be filed. They already know who they are. And I'm talking here about not just the cowardly but complicit bystanders. That is, those people that we know watched this behavior occur and did nothing.
Oh boy, that's going to be the big celebrities.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of big names that were at the parties that saw stuff and they're like, whoa.
That'll be the hard one to
weird.
prove in court, but like once the name's out there, it's out there.
Yeah.
They have a new reality show called Making the Inmate.
And I'm talking about the people that participated, encouraged it, egged it on. They know who they are. I call them the facilitators of foul play, willing participants in vile conduct. As we identify them, each will be part of this case as defendants. These defendants will not only include individuals, but would also include corporate entities who ultimately profited off of this culture and behavior. I'm looking at banks, pharmaceutical companies, hotels. We know that many of these individuals were paid cash. We know that many of these individuals involved, whether they were the ones being assaulted and abused or they're witnessing other people being assaulted and abused and then paid and threatened and told to leave. Typically paid 10 grand in cash and told to leave.
Jesus.
That's why the banks.
Yep.
Like there's a pattern that's going to develop that's going to prove like, well, they got this amount from this person this many days after the report was filed.
Bank records, yeah.
It's going to prove
Yeah.
their attachment to these.
Jesus.
Wow.
This just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
It is massive.
Yep.
Yeah.
Massive.
Changed it from Diddy to he did.
And this.
All right, AJ's going to do the top 10 people we refuse to tip.
Yep.
Now, when you say we,
The general public, it was a survey done.
okay.
Yes.
We refuse to tip these people.
We refuse.
Top 10. Just think about who you just don't want to tip.
Right.
And call that at 203-882-9757.
We're going to have a partly sunny day today. Highs of 70 to 75. 61 now, Woodbridge.
Yeah, 95 southbound, we do have delays already reported through Bridgeport. This will start around exit 26 through Fairfield. Early delays about 10 to 15 minutes there. On the Merritt Parkway, just starting to get some volume delays in Trumbull. That'll begin around exit 48, moving southbound through Fairfield. This traffic report brought to you by Norton 360. October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Boost your password security with Norton 360. Get comprehensive protection and up to 58% off at norton.com/secure. That's your Chaz and AJ Connecticut Lottery traffic.
This is who I am.
Top 10 people we refuse to tip. Why?
Well, it's a topic of actually. This is a part of a survey, a poll they did, and these are people said they will not tip these people at all. That's basically how it is. Why? Because they don't need a tip.
Okay.
They just don't need a tip.
All right. Brain.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Thursday.
Morning.
I'm going to go with like the fast food workers, McDonald's, Burger King, and stuff like that.
Number 3. Some actually do have the option for tipping. 53% would not tip them.
What do you mean? They put out like a cup or something? Or
I've seen a cup also. There, in some places, there's if you're paying by card, there's an option you can hit tip.
I hate that.
I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm at a freaking McDonald's.
Yeah.
I got a tip.
I hate that. Like you're buying a beer and you're at one of those, venues.
Yes.
Whatever.
Yep.
And they turn the screen. It's like, we're going to give you 20% on top of an $8 beer.
Right. Or higher.
Oh.
Yep. Experience of the summer. Yep.
Mike and Derby.
Good morning, guys.
Hey.
Morning.
Hey, I'm going to go with the worst, cashier.
Cashier. I don't
Be
have,
more specific.
Yeah, I don't have a cashier on there. Cashier for where?
Well, mine's always at the pizza place. Girls just standing there, and there's a big tip jar right next to the cashier. right next to the-
Okay, so that'd be any restaurant.
Which pizza place are you talking about, Mike?
You frequent it as much as I do, Chaz. Let's just say that.
Those people are worth it, though.
Yeah, that pizza's
They
wonderful.
are. They're good. They're good people, but
But-
it's a little strange.
You're at number 4. Any
It's a little... Hold on. I'm going to call Jim. You want me to conference you in with Jim from Zoy's?
That'd be awesome.
He hung up.
He bailed. He's like, gotta go to work. Gotta go.
I don't want to get kicked out.
Right. Yeah, but that's number 4. Any restaurant worker, when you're picking up the food yourself, 51% refuse to tip. I'm an idiot. I tip all the time. They got the cup out there. I'll throw in $5.
$5.
And I'm picking up a pizza that I paid like, $13, $14 for. I don't know why. I just do it.
It depends for me sometimes. I don't know. If I see there's like 3 people, they're all making the pizzas, and like one guy's working the counter, I'll throw $5.
The problem is that once you start, now you feel awkward because you can't not do it every time you go there.
Sure you can. They don't know. They don't follow you.
Oh no,
I know what you mean.
it's always the same people. So I used to, you can't be like, I gave $5 last time. This time I give nothing. So now it becomes like, all right, well,
Yeah.
I got to give $5.
Sure you can. You put down 5, you're like, that covers my next five visits.
Well,
I do that at the car wash. I'll tip her $20.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
And then I'll go, multiple times with no
Right.
tip.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Like, I'm good.
I'll
I'm
tip
good.
every single time I go to the car wash because the rag person gets done and they're like, okay, you're all finished.
I want you to reflect on this break and then think about your bank account.
I like giving my money to other people.
Yeah, you do.
I do. I'm bad that way.
Andre and Derby.
Good morning.
Come on.
Good morning.
These people are so awkward. The bathroom attendant. I don't want to talk to you. I can get my own towel. I'll wash my hands and get out.
Oh yeah, that's kind of like a hazard pay for that person. But I don't have them on here at all.
Oh, where
I
did I
hate
just
that.
see one?
Most of your
I've seen
fancy
many
restaurants.
Where the hell was I over the weekend?
Yeah, fancy restaurants, fancy clubs have the person.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I love it when you go over there and they go over to the automatic towel thing and they give you it. I'm like, I can get that. I'm right next to you.
You know what's the worst? Is they have the mints, open mints, sitting in a tray.
AJ, that's 1975. No one does that anymore. There's no open mints on a tray in a bathroom.
I have seen that.
When?
Probably within the last 2 years.
Where?
Brazil restaurant. Over in
They
Hartford.
have them. They have the bathroom.
That
attendant
kinda
at the
makes
Big
sense.
E. The Big E has them. Like, nah, I'm good.
Durham Fair had
Yes.
a guy in the bathroom.
Every year they have him.
Right.
Yep.
Sure, he's a nice guy.
Right.
First of all, that's a difficult job.
He's a very friendly man.
That's
Well,
a busy bathroom.
He's got all the hand sanitizers.
difficult job. Well, you're stuck in that air.
Yes. Yes, you are. It's
You can't
hazard
say,
pay.
well, I'm going to walk out for 20 minutes.
Right. It's hazard pay for that person.
It's hazard pay.
Yes.
All right.
No.
Thank you, Andre.
Yeah, 2 so far.
So if I go to this Brazilian place in Hartford, I'm going to see open mints in the bathroom.
There was open mints last time I was there. Yes, there was a little wicker basket, and those ones that have like they're like white and have like a little like a red or green stripe in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Like the kind you used to see at diners.
Not wrapped in plastic.
No, they were just sitting there fresh.
Not
with
individually
with a
wrapped.
spoon.
Oh, bad.
And I wonder why I got the trots.
Yeah, that's a health department city right there.
Yep.
Oh, can you imagine if you took one of those candies and tested it?
Oh, you don't want to see it. You don't want to put it under black light. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Not good. Not good at all, no.
James and Seymour.
Good morning, guys. Happy October.
Morning to you.
You too.
How about coffee baristas?
Coffee baristas. Number 5, coffee shops or food trucks. You don't need to tip for a simple coffee order or takeout meal. Number 5.
Food trucks on there too, huh?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, James.
I mean, what are you going to tip? What bothers me about food trucks, not all food trucks, there are some very great food trucks, but some I just wonder, how are you keeping your hands clean when you go to the bathroom? You know, I'm just curious. I'm like, I don't want anything like you're like touching like a burrito, you got a roll and stuff like that. I'm assuming you're wearing gloves.
Oh, you mean if they're at a place where there are no bathrooms, just porta potties?
Porta potties, exactly. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is why a lot of them do the screens, though. They don't even want to touch your card or your money because that's filthy too. So they swing that thing around like, here you go.
That's good. I want that.
Yeah, I don't want you touching stuff that everyone else in the fair has touched.
Right.
Yes, exactly. I mean,
Right.
I'm sure most of them safeguard, but I'm sure there's a couple out there that do not.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. You listen to us here talk about germs. Go to some other countries.
Oh, yeah. This is clean compared to them.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
I mean, you'd want surgery performed in the Durham Fair bathroom
Yes, you
before
would.
some of these hospitals in other countries.
Seriously.
Fish nipples.
Good morning, y'all.
Morning.
I'd never kissed a garbage man.
You never kissed a garbage man. What the hell are you talking
mean
about?
tipped?
I'd never,
Tip?
never kiss a garbage man.
What am I missing here? Why would you kiss a garbage man?
People you'd never kiss. I'd never
Tip.
kiss a garbage man.
Tip! These are the people who refuse to tip,
Oh, kid.
not kiss.
Man, I screwed up.
Wow. Okay, then. He hung up.
I'm like, where are we going here? I'm just stunned. I'm like, wait, what?
I'm picturing now that he's been offered, and he's like, no, never the garbage man.
Right?
Let the recycle truck come by, but not the garbage man.
You can tip them around Christmas, by the way. Don't kiss them.
Top 10 people we refuse to tip.
Tip.
99.1 PLR, Chaz and AJ in the morning. Chaz and AJ in the morning, 99.1 PLR. Top 10 people we refuse to tip. What did we get so far?
Fast food workers, any restaurant worker when you pick the food up yourself, and coffee shops or food trucks. So I'm going to go.
Mike in New Haven.
Hey, good morning, guys. How's it going?
Morning.
E.
How about a mechanic?
Number 1.
Really?
Yep. Most Americans wouldn't tip a mechanic because they're seen professionals, already make a good wage and charge a lot. 82% would never tip them. 18 said they might. The
They
closest I
charge
came,
way too much and don't fix the problem.
the closest I came is sometimes I'll tip the guy who fixes a flat or puts a tire on for me.
When's the last time you had a flat?
I had a
2 days ago.
I had a slow leak in the rear tire of the Challenger,
Yeah.
and the guy fixed it for me. Yeah,
And you tipped him?
yeah, I gave him $10 because I was just
$10.
I was just tired of constantly. Well, he took the tire off the car and everything else, and yeah, he did a lot of work. It was kind of a hot day. I'm like, you know what, $10. It was worth to me because I was tired. Every like 2 days, I had to put air in this tire.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what, you're freeing me of this pain in the ass that I got to do. Here's $10. So,
Man, I want to just walk around your house and like do things. I just want to blow some leaves out or put some air in a tire.
I could use a good housekeeper.
Wash a windshield.
I could use a good housekeeper. You do a wonderful job on windshields.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I cleaned the windshield in AJ's vet,
Yep.
inside and out.
Yep.
He gave me a ride. I'm like, this needs to be cleaned.
Yeah.
Don't leave. Hold
Right.
on. I went into the garage, came back out.
Yeah.
No tip, though, huh?
No tip. No tip. I gave him money.
This is true. You did.
I did.
The good luck money.
The good luck money.
good
You got to
luck
put the
money.
good luck money in the new car.
And I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Sean and Groton.
Hey, morning, Chaz and AJ.
Hey.
Miss
Good morning.
you guys. I moved away from Wyndham about almost 5 years ago. I miss listening to you guys so much. I'm up
thank
here
you.
right now.
Download our app,
Working.
man.
Yeah, get the app.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not the same. But yeah.
Really?
So anyway, my
We sound tiny.
It's the same show.
Do we sound
We don't
tiny?
edit it.
Yeah, we sound tiny.
I think on the
I
app.
travel for work a lot now, so I wouldn't get the opportunity to call in as much. And
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
nuke plant for a shutdown. But anyway, like I said, I miss you guys terribly. But my
Thank you.
my suggestion would be you go to an ice cream stand.
Ice cream stand.
I tip at the ice cream stand. They have the screen. They do the thing where they flip the screen around. Like, if you'd like to leave a tip, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, do I have a choice?
Right, and you're in a good mood, you buy ice cream.
I say no. It's okay to say no. Nobody's ever been mad at me for hitting the no button.
I always leave
Still
it.
awkward doing it.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to.
No, I know I don't need to.
Right.
Like
But I do.
so AJ mentioned the jar before. Do you feel awkward not putting something in the jar?
No.
It's the same thing to me.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Gum
No,
wrapper.
I get it. I know I don't have to.
I don't have ice cream
But
person
they are
on here.
handing me ice cream.
Yeah.
It's like, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's also not that expensive.
Kind of like you.
You got a nice
Right.
delicious
So
ice cream.
$7.
Right.
20% on that is what?
A buck. You can give him a buck.
$1.40.
You're over.
Right.
Yeah, like $2.
So, is that on there, AJ?
No, it's not. No.
No? All right. Thank you, Sean. Thanks for the kind words, brother.
Now I want ice cream.
Emma,
Good morning.
good morning.
Morning.
How about a service tech, like a plumber or electrician that comes to your house?
Number 6, plumber or repair person.
Now, what kind of tip do you give, Emma?
Man, where's your shirt?
How many of those repairmen are down in your basement right now tied to a chair?
Right.
They're all locked down there.
It's like a whole colony over there. Yeah, I'm going to call you Monday. I'm going to call you Tuesday. I'm going to call you Wednesday. That would be number 6, a plumber/repair person. As a blanket rule, you don't have to tip anyone who earns a salary or performs a trade.
Do you give tips to them, Emma?
Well, you know what? No, because I have all family members that do this stuff.
Okay,
But I
good.
do tip my mechanic.
Wow.
Yes,
Okay.
I think you should.
You don't think $120 per hour for, you know?
You know what though? If he's servicing your vehicle and he's doing a good job, and maybe I feel as though he's leaving me in a safe position, then yes, I think he deserves a tip.
That's good.
It's up to you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you get better service, too.
Yep.
So.
And I absolutely think so as well.
Thank you, Emma.
Thank you.
I forgot to ask Emma if she got her tickets for the Monsters Bowl yet.
Oh,
I would say that's a guarantee.
They're going fast.
Yep.
Keith on the road.
Good morning. I feel like we visited this list before. However, and my guess was the same, unless I'm having deja vu. I go to a lot of concerts. The merch table, you go to buy a T-shirt, there's a request for a tip. And I generally don't do it.
Those people work really hard. They travel around the country with the bands, but those shirts are so damn expensive.
They are.
It's like, I'm sorry, man. I just got fleeced here. $80 for a beer, and
Right.
$300 for a hot dog, and like $90,000 for a shirt. Like,
Yep.
I'm good.
Yeah. I don't have that in the top 10.
Oh, come on.
Come
Oh,
on.
my goodness.
Have a good one, guys.
You too. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Danny, Long Island, then we wrap it up.
I was thinking maybe a band that like live band that's not just doing it for free and a little tip jar in the front.
Band.
No, that's a thing that we want to tip.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, these folks we refuse to tip.
This is top 10 people we refuse
Right.
to tip.
Well, I
Or
mean,
kiss.
nobody walked up and tipped them except for me, so it's like.
Yeah.
Did you make a request when you did it? Because that's there's an interaction
Yeah,
there.
you can tip the band.
No, they were just playing the Eagles. They were playing some good music.
Yeah.
Honestly, they were good. So I
Yeah.
went up there. I threw a $10 bill in the jar.
Nice.
Nobody else threw money in there, so I was like,
Okay, so when I'm tipping a bartender or somebody,
Yeah.
and I'm tipping really well, I want them to see me do it.
Yes.
I don't do it when they're down, like pouring the beer. Like I wait until they walk up with, and look at me, slow mo. Put the money in the jar.
Yeah, as I come back, hand me a drink. I put it in.
Especially if it's like a 10, I
Yep.
put it like on top, so it's like you could see it's a 10.
Look at the 10.
All right. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
I'm going.
All right, let's wrap it up.
I did top 10 people refuse to tip. At number 10, anyone who provides poor services, no tip. Bar staff at open bar events. Teachers at number 8. Doctors/lawyers number 7. Plumber repair person number 6. Coffee shops, food trucks number 5. Number 4, any restaurant worker when you're picking the food up yourself. Number 3, fast food workers. Concession stand work, sporting events number 2. And number 1, mechanics.
Okay. One of the greatest rock and roll managers of all time up next, Doc McGee. How did he know to sign Motley Crue immediately?
Well, partly sunny day today. It's going to be 70, 75, 61 now West Haven.
95 southbound, heavy stop-and-go traffic now reported in Bridgeport, starting at exit 27 through Fairfield. Delays already over 15 minutes. On the Merritt Parkway southbound, that's going to start in Trumbull around exit 47. This traffic report brought to you by Compassion International. Every day a child in poverty waits for a sponsor is another day of hopelessness. There are thousands of kids waiting over a year, and their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393. That's your Chaz and AJ Connecticut Lottery traffic.
All right, Crane Works.
Yay!
Chris
from Cranworks. With a K.
Crane Works with a K.
With a K.
They're doing all kinds of work. Chris has been sending me pictures.
Oh, yeah?
They're working on that waterfall.
That sounds sick.
They just put these metal cement boxes, these coverts, into this place in Southbury where the driveway was washed out during the flood.
Okay.
So they do all this, whatever work that you need.
Yeah.
If you have something heavy that needs to be picked up and put down,
You want them.
pick it up and put it down.
Put them down.
Contractors, roofers, excavators, part of your construction, roofing, or electrical project. If it's beyond your reach, rent an owner-operated crane from Craneworks, Inc. There's a big difference when the owner shows up
Yep.
than if, one of 50 guys show up.
Exactly.
It's no cost for Craneworks to quote you a job. Call Chris at Craneworks, Inc. Go to craneworksinc.com. That's Craneworks with a K. Or call Chris, 203-523-9942. It's Craneworks with a K. Residential landscaping, demolition work. Craneworks is your owner-operated crane company to move sculptures, hot tubs, generators, even stonework to install a waterfall.
Nice.
Which he's showing me these pictures.
I can't wait to see what's done.
It's not just a little dinky waterfall. It's
Yeah.
like it looks like Niagara.
I want to see that.
Contact Chris, craneworksinc.com. That's Craneworks with a K, or call 203-523-9942. Chaz and AJ in the morning, 99.1 PLR. Our next guest has heard this a few times in his life.
Yes.
Probably one of the greatest rock managers ever, if not the best.
Yes.
We're talking Kiss, Motley Crue, Bon Jovi, Skid Row, and so many more. Doc McGee on the show. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Morning.
Excellent. So you get into the rock world managing Pat Travers, right? He was your first
Correct.
rock guy. That led you to eventually being in Los Angeles on New Year's Eve to sign Motley Crue.
Correct. You've done your homework.
Wow.
And this was like in 1982. L.A. knew Motley Crue.
Yeah.
But the world had not heard of Motley Crue.
They were stable over there, yes.
What brought you to them? How did you hear about them?
Actually, I heard about them through two people. One, David Rudick, who was a lawyer, and Tom Zutaut, who was working for Enigma Records at the time, who did Too Fast for Love. Just talked, and they said, you got to come out and see this band. There was New Year's Evil. And so I said, okay. So I jumped on a plane, came out, and signed them that night.
Nice.
What did you see in them that made you know that you were onto something here?
This whole thing with Motley was really the turning point in my musical career. Before I was like in the R&B and before Pat Travers and stuff, and it's all the stuff I liked. With Motley, when I saw them, they were not good for me, my taste, and they just rolled around and blew up, which was great.
Right.
But I saw 3,000 people going crazy and bought every piece of merchandise, and that's when I started understanding more of the connection concept. You know, Motley connected to, struck a nerve. And that's what happens in our business. The Kurt Cobains of the world, the Alanis Morissettes, the Hooties, the different things that changed, Dark Side of the Moon, to the Beatles. They changed the way people think about things. You have to react to the connection, not to what you think is right.
So how do you take them from being hot in L.A. to being hot all around the world? And you managed them from 82 to 89, and if you look at their album list, it's all of their best material.
Yeah.
Usually, artists don't last more than 5 years. So when you have a Motley or a Bon Jovi or Skids or Scorps or any of those people that you can keep for 20 years or 10 or 15 years, those years are the best years that they have, the beginning. I don't think that Guns will ever have an Appetite. I don't think Bon Jovi would ever have a Slippery. On Motley, it was just, clean them up and take them around the world, get them to where they understood. It's pathfinding. It's just keeping on a path, keeping true to what they were. Let them find themselves and understand themselves was basically the concept.
Well, you had two Slipperies with Motley.
They were a great band, yeah.
You had Shout at the Devil and you had Dr. Feelgood.
Dr. Feelgood, yes, exactly.
But you went through a big dip with them in that midsection.
Sure.
Right, with drugs and...
The whole Razzle thing?
Right.
Yeah, that comes with the territory, I guess, especially in the 80s. And it was difficult and trying times because that was the culture. It was interesting times, somewhat disturbing, but so much fun. I mean, it was a lot of fun.
Doc McGee is on Super Manager, Motley Crue, discovered Bon Jovi.
Yep.
In the that hair bands of the 80s special, you told a story about Motley Crue being in this really fancy hotel and like everybody is there. Van Halen, they're all there, and Motley Crue had this thing where they're going around biting people.
Yeah.
Can you tell
was
that
their
story?
dark day. And the guys just were going through this phase that if they liked you, they bit you.
Oh.
Now, that's kind of normal.
You didn't feed them?
Yeah. Well, and so they ended up biting Eddie Van Halen and getting in a huge brawl with the Van Halen AC/DC camp. Caused a lot of problems through the tour, but it all worked out. But the Motley guys at the end of the day went, dude, wasn't that the best?
Well, they had fun.
I go, what? What a great night. I go, wow, what part was really good? The part when you bit him and then you started fighting. Yeah, man, that was awesome.
Yeah. Here's some floss.
Yeah.
And then you have to clean it up.
So that was, and that was our life around the world.
Doc McGee is on the show.
Okay,
all right, let's talk about Bon Jovi. This is another band that you saw signed and got them to be world-dominating rock artists.
Yes. Great band, a great time in my life. It was right after Motley Crue. The band was so good with Richie and Dave and Tico and Al.
Were you with them before those guys, though? You were with John before when he was at Power Station, right?
Well, he was at the Power Station, but no, when I got there, the band was there.
Okay. And John, before these guys, was leaning towards the Southside Johnny kind of Jersey sound with the horns.
That's you emulate what you know,
right?
And it was Bruce Springsteen and Southside Johnny, and he loved horn sections, and I saw him as Van Halen.
Okay,
that unapologetic rock, the stand up and play hard, have fun. Not try to change the world with your music
Didn't you
or
show
your lyrics.
John Bon Jovi 2 magazine covers. One had an aging rocker standing near a BMW, and then it was Rolling Stone magazine with David Lee Roth with 3 disheveled women.
Yes, correct. You see, you did your did your homework. Yeah, and so when you look at both of them and you say, here's the one with the BMW and the dog. And here's David Lee Roth in his underwear sitting on the side of the bed with 3 girls at it with a pizza on the floor. And it says, I used to have a drug problem, but now I can afford it. Okay. So who are you going to go see?
Right.
Who are you going to go see?
Right.
Remember, a manager is supposed to elevate, not ride, to bring things to the table. That's what we tried to do.
And so you saw Bon Jovi as the next Van Halen.
Yes, from day one. You always have to look at something and say, where does it fit? Do I have a slot? Do I have a path?
Right.
And my slot for Bon Jovi was Van Halen.
Even the name is, similar.
Yeah.
Bon Jovi.
That's because that's how we named it. If you look at it, you see Van Diamond Halen, right?
Yeah.
There's a little diamond in between Halen.
Yeah.
If you look at Bon Jovi, it was Bon Diamond Jovi. The formula is there. It's identifiable, even though nobody knew what a Bon Jovi was at the time. It just felt like you did. Identifiable name. It's like Kiss. How did Paul Stanley name Kiss? He went Kiss because people don't know the band, but they know what Kiss is. So it's already familiar.
Right.
Doc McGee on the show. Is Kiss talking about getting back together yet? Has that conversation started?
Well, not really get back together. We moved on from our touring aspect, and now we've teamed up with a company called Pop House out of Sweden, which is the Avatar show. We're developing all kinds of stuff for Kiss in the future. Hard to talk about it right now because we have a lot of stuff to do, but it's going to be awesome. I can tell you that. It's going to be. It's like going to the Star Wars bar every morning.
Right.
I walk in and there's avatars and there's this and robots. It's crazy.
Wow. It's pretty wild. Well, look, there's an army of Kiss fans out there, legions, who don't want this to end. They want to bring their kids and their grandkids. And when you see some of these tribute bands coming around charging 80 times what the original band charged to see them, Kiss can't go away. They have to be around.
Yeah.
Kiss will be here long after I'm here, and probably all of us.
Right.
Hopefully.
I have like a million more. Any chance of us getting you back like a month from now?
Anytime you want to, bud. I'd be happy to. I love Hartford, which is only about an hour away from you, yeah.
Oh, awesome.
And
cool. We're going to be annoying pests to you because we're such fans of your work, and you've done such great work and brought us so many
that's very kind of
great
you.
music and memories.
Yeah.
And, that I'm going to tease our next segment. So I'm going to start with you were with Guns N' Roses for 1 year.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was like, but it seemed like 10 minutes.
Really?
Underwater.
Quick. Wow.
Right.
Underwater.
That's the best, man.
That's great. Doc McGee, thanks so much for coming on. Appreciate you. We're linked up to all things Doc McGee on the radio station website, WPLR.com. Thank you, sir. Okay, that full interview is on the radio station website. Coming up in news, another electric rate increase could be coming to Connecticut, and we'll talk to the co-owner of the Boar's Nest in Oxford, one of the places that was totally wiped out during the flood last month.
Partly sunny, 5, 61 now in Brantford.
95 southbound looking at delays starting in Bridgeport around exit 25 going all the way through into Westport now. Delays adding up to about 30 or 40 minutes already. On the Merritt Parkway southbound, delays will begin in Fairfield. That's exit 46, also moving southbound. This traffic report brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org. That's your Chaz and AJ Connecticut Lottery traffic.
First off, congratulations to the employees at that Dunkin' Donuts in East Haven where a pregnant woman was almost carjacked, and they came to her rescue.
Yes, they did.
So this pregnant woman pulls in the drive-thru. Some dirtbag pulls in front of her, gets out of his car, which was probably stolen, jumps in the passenger side of her car, asks for the keys. I think she says no.
Yep.
He punches her. Loser.
Yep.
She gets out, runs into the Dunkin' Donuts. 2 male employees run out of the Dunkin' Donuts. And AJ, take it from there.
They proceed to reach in and grab him from inside the car. One guy flung him by grabbing him around the waist and just wailed him. He had to have
flipped him like a
cheese omelet.
Like a cheese omelet.
Like a breakfast sandwich. Wing! I mean, he flew.
They do. Those employees do flip cheese, eggs, and
They do, right? And they proved in the parking lot, because that guy flung.
Did they use a spatula to flip him?
Nope, just his arms.
Okay.
But they flung him almost like dwarf toss, and they
Where's
flung
the
him.
video? News 8?
News 8, yeah.
Okay.
You see the guy land on his stomach in the pavement like you see the air leave his lungs.
That's a good flip.
And then they just jump on top of him, a couple of punches. Then they restrained him. At one point, they had his arms behind his back, which couldn't have been very comfortable until the police got there.
Well, if you're pregnant, it's not comfortable getting punched in the face
Exactly.
or being asked to, have your car stolen.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't have much sympathy for
He
this
had
guy.
it coming.
I don't.
He had it coming.
Yeah.
So, turn your life around, pal.
Hold on 1 second. Chaz and AJ. Hey. Hello. Yeah, you're on.
Oh, cool.
That's good.
This feels like a good decision on my part. You're on. Did you call for a reason or you had nothing else to do? What?
He's gone.
Okay. Yeah.
There was a guy in the parking lot.
I thought we were going to get information.
That's what I thought. When I saw
Yeah.
that, I thought this could be one of those
That was my
workers.
question.
I was there. I saw
something.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Nope, not so much.
But congratulations to those workers in
Yes.
a time where most people just stand back and not get involved.
Videotape.
Right. Whip out their cell phones. These 2 people, not knowing if this guy was armed or not, ran out, jumped the guy,
Yep.
held him for police. The guy was arrested. And
Well done, gentlemen.
good work on them.
Yes.
I like to buy them a coffee. Nah, they don't need a coffee.
Right, no,
They
they've
got,
seen that
they
for
got
that.
plenty of coffee.
They've
I'm going
seen
to buy
that for
them a
that.
beer.
Beer, much better.
Beer, if
Much
they like a
better,
beer.
I was going to say cheesecake.
Cheesecake is good.
Cheesecake, so tasty.
All right, if you know those people, we'd like to talk to them.
Yes.
All right, UI is seeking another rate increase. The Public Utilities Regulatory Authority on Monday received a notice from UI that it would seek a $105 million increase in new revenues, according to Connecticut Attorney General William Tong. Tong said it would increase bills by 9.3% overall. You have UI, correct?
Yes, I do. I'm bracing for impact right now.
If the new rate is approved starting November 25th, that's a 9.3% increase.
Yep.
The distribution rate would also rise by 34%.
I have to lotion my hands so I don't hurt my ankles.
UI supplies electricity to 17 cities and towns in southern Connecticut. A recent PURA-approved increase to the public benefits portion of the electric bills gave customers, especially those from Eversource, sticker shock over the summer.
Got to build their own plant.
This is a quote from Daniel Canavan, VP of Regulatory Affairs of UI. Quote, "This is a plan that provides rate certainty over the next year and provides the company with the assets needed to deploy to the field, such as transformers, poles, wires, pay linemen, to maintain that distribution system going forward."
Right. You can stuff it up our
Well,
assets.
where's all the other money going?
Seriously.
Where's the money going?
Yeah. I know where it's coming from, our assets.
It's like you don't need more money. We
No.
know you don't need more money.
Right. You're fine. You're good.
Tong has a long quote in here. The Attorney General, not Tong.
Right.
Attorney General Tong.
Yes.
I texted him to ask him to come on. He has a long quote in here where basically I'll just summarize. He's pissed.
I am angry, says Tom. I am angry. Feel my anger.
Feel my anger!
He has the power.
I have the power!
That'd be so cool if we did that. Just opened up with that.
So we'll keep you posted on that one.
Yes, here's
That's what we need. That's what we need. Higher electric rates.
Yes, of course.
Again.
Right. How hard?
It's really unbelievable.
Can we build our own plant? I mean, how hard can it be?
No, but it just seems like there's no one. Where are the people who are supposed to do stuff?
Right. Where'd you go?
You know what stuff I'm talking about? Like stop this stuff from happening to
Right.
us.
Where'd they go?
Yeah.
They can't afford to live here. Rates too high.
Want to give you an update on the historic flood that we had last month.
Yeah.
The Boar's Nest. It's a bar and a really cool party place in Oxford. They have bands. They have axe throwing. It's
Nice.
great. It's really cool.
Fun place.
Fun place.
Yeah.
It was completely wiped out August 18th during that historic flood. Video of the woman holding onto that pole is a horrible image.
That poor lady, man.
That was 15 yards out in front of the Boar's Nest. Just to give you an idea of how bad the water was.
Yeah.
Rushing the Boar's Nest. Justin, a co-owner of the Boar's Nest, on the phone now, and you guys are rebuilding, correct?
Correct, we are.
Yeah, good.
We got a long road ahead of us, and it's been a long road to get where we are.
You guys, though, because I think of what you do, and you know a lot of contractors. I remember, the flood was Sunday, and I think Monday, Tuesday, you had crews. I mean, full crews out there working.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a lot of friends and family. I own a landscape business in town, and all the trucks and dumpsters were mine.
Gotcha.
So we got in there very quick to try to salvage what we could salvage, but unfortunately there wasn't a lot of that.
How bad was it?
We had to gut the entire place down to take all the walls out, take all the subfloors out, joist out. We had to build from the ground up.
Man.
The landlord did pay for the structure, but we lost most of our content and just have to redo everything.
So, and how long have you been there? Because I would go in there. It felt pretty new to me.
So the axe throwing's been there for 4.5 years, and the Boar's Nest has been there for since last April.
Okay.
Is when we opened it.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Relatively new.
Seriously, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were on a good roll. We have great customers. We had great weekends. We have great employees, and that's what my push is because I have 24 employees. I'm trying to get back to work.
Yeah.
Right. How close are you?
We're shooting for November 1st.
Nice. Not long.
That's
good.
great.
That's really great.
We've been doing 12-hour days, 7 days a week since this happened.
On top of owning a business.
Right. And life.
Yeah.
Yes. I have 3 kids, a wife.
Oof.
In sports, traveling all over the place.
That's
my
why
wife
you said
stepped
12
up
hours.
and helped me with a lot of that.
How old are the kids?
I have a 9-year-old, a 14-year-old, and a 16-year-old.
Yep.
All right. They're old enough to work.
That's why he's doing 12 hours over there.
My oldest does work there. She runs the front desk at
Nice.
the Axe
No kidding.
See? Start him early.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought I saw a 9-year-old moving bricks.
Right.
Probably.
He had a hard head. It was okay.
My kids aren't afraid to work.
Nice.
But not only that, you've been helping other people who don't have the resources.
Yeah, I take care of all the town properties in Oxford. So I was reached out to by a couple homeowners and representatives from the town to see if we could help some homeowners that are in a worse spot than me with dumpsters. And I said, absolutely. So we've done that. I helped out the daycare, try to get all the excavation done because they were in bad place as well.
Daycare's right in front of him.
The woman from Platinum Hair Salon trying to clean up her property now. It's just the problem was in the beginning, a lot of people are coming out here throwing numbers at people just trying to make a buck.
Right.
And that's not what this is about. The reason why we're so far ahead right now is because of friends, family, people from town helping us.
Yep.
So you get what you give is my motto here.
Yeah, that's a great philosophy.
Yeah, keep it up.
And Roses, which was the old Roses right next door in the same strip mall, is done. They're done.
Nice.
That place got completely wiped out.
Excellent.
Yeah, the whole building did. The only building that made it through, there's 3 buildings on the property, was the upper building. The water level never reached that.
Are any of the other stores in your strip mall opening?
No.
Yeah.
Nothing is coming back.
You're the only one.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
I mean, we have the means, the contractors. I have good friends that are plumbers, electricians, carpenters that have been here for me. And that's really the only reason this is happening. Because if I had to do 100% of this to hire companies to do for me, there was no way I was going to be able to afford it.
Yeah. Have you talked to
now.
like any of these things that the government says is available, like SBA or whatever?
Yes, we've been declined for everything. We did get the state money from the governor, and then found out we were taxed on it, so 25,000 turned into 17.
It's unbelievable.
Wow. Seriously?
Seriously. How do you...
Just the flooring in the axe throwing part, the cost to purchase was $15,000, not to install. And that's one minor detail in the build. And then we spend hours applying for FEMA to get denied at the end, saying they're not giving any money to small business.
How do you sleep at night, honestly? How do they sleep?
No, but isn't that
When
something
we
that
have no problem
25,000
sending all
tax?
this money across the world, we can't help our
Yes.
own people inside this country. Now look down south.
Right.
Yeah.
So FEMA keeps showing up and giving false promises. And I'd rather know that I'm screwed from the beginning than be led on to believe that they're there to help us.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep. Let me know from the beginning. You're not going to do anything for me.
That's the thing. We've been led on to believe there was help on the way, then there's no help on the way.
Where's the help?
No.
Help!
I see all these FEMA guys walking around that are being paid to walk around and give people hope that's just not there. So where is our tax dollars going to pay for these people to go all over the country to
walk around and say no,
and shut them down?
I've heard a lot of stories of people being turned down or just getting a fraction. Like, because at FEMA, it's 42,000 structure, 42,000 contents.
Yeah.
And, we've talked to people who've been completely wiped out, lost a house, which is several $100,000.
Yeah.
Contents, and then they get a check that's a sliver of that. How do you not give them the full freight when they lost the entire house?
We can give billions of dollars to another country, though. We could do that.
Right, exactly. That's how I feel about it. I was on a news interview with Channel 3 yesterday, and they asked me all the same questions. I'm like, I'm being very open about this because this isn't how this country was built, and this isn't how it's supposed to be.
Yep.
Right.
So it's very aggravating in that aspect. But all these people in town that have damages like this, they need to rely on each other, and that's what's happening. I see it all over town.
Well, you've been
People
doing a
come
great
around helping
job.
people clean out houses and clean up people's properties and try to help people with what they can, because that's all we got. I mean, it's at the end of the day, if you can't do it, then you have to walk away from it. And if this was my sole income, I'd be in a very terrible spot with my kids, my family, my house. Thankfully, my stuff was okay here, but it was the exact opposite down there. So it's going to take years to recover from this, but I can't just walk away from it.
A lot of businesses aren't going to come back.
No.
They're just not coming back. It's
a shame.
A lot of businesses, you think they're rich because they own a business, but they're just living their dream and passion, and they're just living month to month to month to month.
Exactly.
And something like this happens, then you're done.
Yep.
And, you just walk away, and you're in debt, and you still have to pay leases or mortgages, and it's a nightmare.
It's disgusting.
When are you guys opening? You said November 1st?
November 1st, we're going to open that Friday night. We're going to go live at 5 o'clock. And Saturday, November 2nd, we're going to do bands and live music from 12 o'clock till closing.
Awesome.
In the very short time that the Boar's Nest has been open, Justin and his partner have created this bond with the musicians of the area.
Oh,
and
yeah?
they all just want to come running to help this guy. So that's going to be some event when when you're open on Saturday.
Yeah, party.
Yeah, we're going to set up a link for it. I'll share it with you guys for opening weekend. It's the same guy, Luke, that put together the one at Quarry Walk.
Right.
So we're going to try to do it to get some money back here. My manager set up a GoFundMe for us that caught a little bit of waves, but it was mostly friends and family that donated to it. And I'm not one to ever ask for handouts, but it's appreciative of anything that comes in. This is a very expensive build to try to get back on the ground. And if I didn't care for my employees, I probably would have thought about walking away from this.
Well, send me that GoFundMe. And we don't like to put too many on our Facebook, but we'll certainly put this one up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, just thanks for coming on, and congratulations on this. That's grit.
Yep.
Grit coming back.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we look forward to that weekend that you're back. I'll be there to have a beer.
November 1st.
Sounds good.
I'll be
All
at
right.
just one beer.
All right, thank you, brother. It's Justin with Boar's Nest in Oxford. All right, coming up, dumbass news. Find the dumbass and win $100 in gas and get in the running to win $1,000, courtesy of Chevrolet of Milford. Call in now, 203-882-9757.
It's going to be a partly sunny day today, 75, 60 now, Wallingford.
95 southbound delays through Fairfield will be heaviest starting at exit 24, going all the way through Westport. We also have delays on the Merritt Parkway southbound. Looks like primarily now that's through Norwalk, so starting around exit 40 into Stamford. This traffic report brought to you by Norton 360. October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Boost your password security with Norton 360. Get comprehensive protection and up to 58% off at norton.com/secure. That's your Chaz and AJ Connecticut Lottery traffic.
Connecticut in-home assistance.
Good people.
Be prepared with Connecticut in-home assistance. Whether it be for surgery, you're going to be down on the couch for a couple weeks.
Yep.
And you can't shut down the economy, but you're going to need someone to feed you or help you around the house.
Be helpful.
Or you have an elderly loved one or loved ones that probably shouldn't be doing all of what they were doing. Maybe they shouldn't be driving anymore.
You're looking after.
But you don't want to put them in one of those places. You know those places I'm talking about.
Shady Pines, no way.
Visit cthomecare.com to set up a free awareness meeting. Free. Learn what home care services are, learn what options are available, and more. Connecticut in-home assistance. 24 years of operating and counting. Offering hourly care, shift care, live-in care, no contracts, no commitment.
Nay.
Love that.
Nay.
That's confidence right there.
Yep.
We're not going to tie you in and promise you the world, tie you in and then walk away.
Nope.
cthomecare.com. That's cthomecare.com. Let their family help your family. Find the dumbass and win $100 in gas and get in the running to win $1,000, courtesy of Chevrolet of Milford. Chris in North Brantford.
Good morning.
Good morning. Here's the headline. Then I'll give you some multiple choices. A guy camped out in a hurricane just to go viral and then needed to be rescued. Was it A, Tampa, Florida, B, Asheville, North Carolina, or C, Hot Springs, North Carolina?
Oh, I think I heard this one. I'm thinking about it. I will say
Do you want
Tampa,
to call
Florida.
back tomorrow?
He's been thinking about it.
Tampa, Florida.
Tampa, Florida shows Tampa, Florida.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay.
All right, so you saw the story.
All right.
Yes, you did.
Okay, I guess so.
Comprehension's great.
All right, Chris, what do you do?
I work.
You work.
Okay, very
Good
good.
to know. Some
For
folks
a
don't
living.
work.
That narrows it right down.
Right.
All right, Chris, we got your number. We'll be in touch. You got yourself a $100 gift card, and you're in the running to win $1,000, courtesy of Chevrolet of Milford. A guy camped out in Hurricane Helene just to go viral and needed to be rescued. Some dope in Tampa live streamed himself trying to camp out in the hurricane just to go viral. He claims he calculated the risks.
It was a nice run, GG, Shaq. It's my last stream on Kick, last stream. I'm going out with a bang. I'm on here, Sandy. It's flooding. Help! 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 No! No! Okay. Okay. Oh!
He's so lucky he's alive. First of all, it opens with him. I think he's trying to put a tent back up again or something. Some kind of shelter he has, and it's blowing like almost like a parachute. It's ready. It's almost pulling him across where he's staying. It's somewhere near an overpass. You see the water's rising and stuff like that. It's like churning, and this moron is filming himself. And then he just finally gets inside whatever little bubble he made, and it's like, the water's rising. Oh, my God. Help! Help! Help!
Yeah, you said he camped out. He might as well just be holding a jacket against the wind, because that's what it looked like. The tent was useless.
It was like a sail.
Yeah.
Help! Help!
He sounds just like you in the bucket truck.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
This guy dealing with like a once-in-a-lifetime storm is the same as you going up 70 feet.
Yep. I can relate.
Help!
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 No!
Help!
Help!
I gotta go down. Help!
Flooding!
Help!
When I see these people, I can't stop watching it, but I want to see something bad happen to them.
Right, like a bumper hit him in the head. Thunk.
Right.
So the
stop sign flies through the
Something.
air, takes him right out.
Right.
The video clip that we got, you can see he left the chat that's up live on the video, and everybody's like, "You deserve this." R.I.P. to you. Like, it's just no one has any sympathy for him.
Help!
All right, some of the worst Yellow Jacket stories from the Yellow Jacket expert in studio next. never had anyone bring that into the studio before.
Ever.
Chaz and AJ in the morning, 99.1 PLR. We have a giant bee's nest that was just brought into the studio.
Yeah.
I hope it's empty.
Right?
There's
no squatters in there, right?
No, there are some in there.
There are some in there?
Really?
Absolutely, there are. I mean, they're males mostly, and males don't sting, so you don't have to worry about it.
Wait. There are bees in that giant nest.
Possibly, yes.
Oh, for sure. If I opened it up, there's some in there.
Yeah, keep it
Queens and
closed.
males.
Keep it closed.
Yep. That's why I have this paper towel right here.
That keeps them out? Is that their entrance?
Yeah, that's their entrance.
Wow.
Or their exit, depending on what they're doing.
You want some tape to put over that piece of paper?
Nah, we're good.
Are you
We're
sure?
good.
They can't just like burrow out like a side hole?
Nah. You guys are safe. I saw one crawling on the outside, but it was a male. And the male's...
How do you tell it's a male?
After 35 years, I could tell that it's a male. The males have long antennae.
Oh.
And they don't really... they just eat and mate and die at the end of their life.
That sounds like a good life.
Yeah, long antenna's probably Italian. Hey, doing.
And it's only the females that sting, so I'm not going to say anything more about that.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
We all know.
But you just said that there's males mostly and some queens.
Right.
Queens don't sting?
Okay, you said males mostly.
Right.
Well,
that means there could be some female.
Oh, there are. If we open this thing up, we would see some queens. We might see some workers, but only a few. And they're pretty docile right at this moment. I collected this about a week ago. And if you opened up this chamber, you would see a whole plate of eggs inside of the things.
Okay.
And at this time of year, they're laying reproductives, the males and the queens. And the way these propagate, they're not like honeybees, where honeybees make their honey and then they stay alive when the queen stays in the middle of the group and they just go around the honeybee hive. Where hornets, yellow jackets, wasps, what they do is it's one queen, mated queen from last year, wakes up around Memorial Day, and this one queen started that nest right around Memorial Day. It was about the size of a golf ball. So I tell people, go around your house.
Is that how big a queen is?
No, the queen is probably about an inch long.
Oh,
but
you're saying this nest was the size of a golf ball.
Right, and then they add on from that point. They got contractors
right now,
in there, yeah.
What would you say? That's one of the biggest nests I've ever seen. How big is that?
Gosh, that seems to be about 15 inches tall and maybe...
It's
14.
bigger than a basketball.
Yeah, it's much bigger.
Much bigger.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't dribble it, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That looks nasty.
Wow.
Yeah, the first time I did it 35 years ago, I was up on a ladder and I was shaking. My knees were knocking and I was sweating. And after I collected them, and you have to collect them alive, then I stuck them in the freezer for like 4 or 5 days, and I want to go near it.
Right.
Now it's no big deal to me. I
Right.
mean, I'll put
you.
on, yeah.
Right,
I'll
right.
put on my suit for it. But
How much does that weigh?
when there was filled with bugs, I would say it weighed about 10 pounds
Oh.
with the brood.
Yeah.
What's the poundage of bees? Oh my God! There's one crawling outside the nest.
Yeah, that's nothing to worry
That's
about.
nothing to worry about. Okay.
Nah, that's a male. I can tell you for sure.
Long antenna?
Long antenna.
Right.
Yep.
Is he gonna?
Oh my God!
Someone else? Like
what if that falls and it breaks open and they all?
You will see me jump out the window.
No, I mean this
I
stuff,
will
this
smash
stuff is
out
pretty
that
durable.
window.
You will see me get
We
really
have
friendly.
It's the yellow jacket expert,
Right.
Norm Patterson Jr.
I hate those things.
in studio.
Yeah, there's a queen right here.
Oh,
Let's see. Hold on, let me
great.
take a look.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, right.
Dude, this thing is still active.
Yeah, it still is, but you guys are safe.
You gonna talk to it?
Really?
Yeah. When we get a can of Ray, we'll see how safe we are. Ray!
Okay, I'm going to be joining Ruth in that studio and doing the segment from there.
I thought I'd bring some excitement to you guys.
I gotta have all these bumps on me.
Yeah,
What is the deal?
Let's see. So you can pick them up.
You're like picking them up?
Yeah.
He's
I have to be
picking
careful.
them up. He's holding.
Yeah.
Is that a dude?
bee.
Is that a dude or is that a queen?
This is a
And-
queen, and her stinger's trying to get my finger right now.
I see it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
But that stinger.
Hold on. I got to get this.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So
That's
you're
where
actually
the
just
venom
holding
is.
on to it.
Yep.
Right. Take it from a distance.
on
Right.
to the bee.
I see a stinger from here.
Is
Wow.
trying to get him with the stinger.
Wow, she's well proportioned.
Crazy.
Wow, she's well endowed.
Ruth is getting very cold.
Yeah, Ruth will, she eats these things.
That was very brave.
She's a vegan. On occasion, you chomp down.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
But this is what they use for sting allergy patients. It's the venom inside of this. Yes, these are used for sting allergy patients. There are some people that go into anaphylactic shock when they get stung.
Right.
So the way they desensitize people is you have to give them the venom of the yellow jacket or hornet or wasp.
Right.
And they need people like me
to
to
milk
collect
them?
them alive.
Right.
No,
Is there good money in that?
You milk it?
That not bad. I used to do this all for free.
Right.
People would have them. Yeah, she's flying.
Oh
a little
my
bit.
God!
You would have them, and then I would remove them for free, and then I would sell them to the medical labs. But the market goes up and down. One year I had a order for 90 pounds of these, and the next year was like 5 pounds, and everybody calls and wants me to do it for free. So finally, I started doing it for hire. So if you want me to come to your house, I still use my medical lab techniques.
Right.
And that's what this trap is all about.
Yeah.
So I have to collect them.
That
alive.
looks homemade.
It does.
Yeah, it does look
It
homemade.
looks like you looked at something someone made and charged a lot of money for and said, I could do that with a couple of plastic doodads.
Is that a cheese balls?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like a cheese balls
Or
canister.
pretzels. Pretzels.
This is, every collector, there's not many of us. There's only about 15 around the country.
Wow.
It's like having your own lightsaber. You got to make your own trap.
Right.
And there's a sponge there so that they come down this smooth pipe and they get sucked in. The vacuum's on this side and they get sucked into it and hit the sponge so they don't die.
Oh.
So when I'm done collecting,
impact?
this will be filled with yellow jackets or hornets that are alive. And I'll tell you, they're mad. And then I have to.
Oh, that's got to be. Have you ever had one of those full of
vibrate.
mad bees and then dropped it?
Yeah. You know what happens sometimes? You see how this screws on and off?
Yeah.
So one time I was
you
way
didn't
up
screw it on
on the
right?
pole. It fell. It came off. The top came off, and the thing hit me on the head.
Oh,
I was covered with hornets. I got like
Mad
100 stings.
hornets.
Yeah,
Angry.
mad hornets. It was nuts.
Like, where were you? Like on a ladder? Like on a,
no,
in
this
a
was
car?
on a pole way up like 2 stories, and I pulled it down. The top popped off.
Oh.
The whole thing came down on my head, and the hornets.
You're on
just
a ladder? Or
no,
what?
I was on the ground holding the pole.
Oh.
That's when it feeds to your stuff.
Yeah, man, it was crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, and I get stung all the time. I mean,
The last time you were on, you said your worst sting was
inside my nose.
Inside the nose.
Oh my God! I got stung in the armpit though. That was bad.
Oh, that sounds bad too.
It sucked.
They know. They know where your vulnerable points are, and they will.
How do they
find
know?
it. I don't know.
I see more movement over there. I see 2 of them running around.
Yep. The other one's a male. I didn't think there was a queen on the outside, but you could see she's just walking around.
Yeah.
This is her home.
Nothing to see here.
We got the bee expert in.
Wow.
Yellow jacket expert.
Well, I bet you one match.
Norm Patterson Jr.
Yeah.
He brought a giant nest, and there's some bees walking around on the outside. He brought his little makeshift vacuum for sucking these bees out of nests and.
Later on when he leaves here.
Are we safe now? Not in the studio, but I mean, in terms of bees outside, we're good.
Yellow jackets.
Well, they're starting to wind down. So at the end of the season, the queen that started the nest starts laying reproductives, males and queens. Those queens will mate and they'll hibernate for the winter. So we have probably a couple more weeks of yellow jackets and hornet nests. And there's some ones that kind of hang on. So I tell people just really watch. And like I told you guys before, what I tell people is watch for that traffic into a hole in the ground, a crack in the house.
That's what got me, the hole in the ground.
Or a bush that this thing could be hiding in a bush. You won't see it because it's camouflage.
Right.
And when it's camouflage, you don't see it, but you'll see the traffic. And if people just did that one piece of advice, they would save themselves tons of stings.
Yeah.
I did 2 really dumb things regarding bees as a kid. One, my friend and I threw rocks at a giant nest. Probably
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dumbest thing.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. And then we would, throw the rocks, and then we'd run.
Right.
Yep.
And then we'd come back and throw some more rocks, and they were picking us off pretty.
There they have a little artist sketch of your faces.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
vandals.
rite of passage, I think.
Yeah.
Or
And then the
death.
other thing was my brother and I found an old abandoned bee's nest, and we decided to burn it. And I had frayed jeans on because I was probably only like 5 or 6.
Yeah. You play
and
jeans.
a part of the, because that flakes off, like it's like a very thin paper.
Yeah.
And it flakes off, and it one of the pieces went onto my
one of the
pants. I
ambers?
lit on fire.
Oh.
And this is before I went to school, so I didn't know drop and roll, stop, drop, and roll.
Right.
And I start running, and I have this massive, like, burn mark on my leg from the bee's nest.
Right.
You still have that
I
mark.
still have it.
One of the bees like,
Yeah.
oh, he's going to sue us.
But how do they make the nest? What is that made of?
Yeah.
This is made out of wood pulp and silk. So what's happening, and people will see it on wood fences or on their deck or whatever. A lot of times you'll see a yellow jacket or hornet or wasp, and they're just on there. They're just gnawing away at the wood pulp.
Yeah, I've seen that.
They take it back home and they just mix it with a little bit of spit. I have
It's
videos
amazing.
on my yellow jacket
a lot of
YouTube
spit.
of them spitting it out. It's very interesting. You know, you see a caterpillar eating a leaf. Well,
Yeah.
they're like spitting it out so that it looks like the reverse of that.
It's
And
unbelievable.
how does this whole thing happen?
But there's like leaves and stuff stuck to it, too. They put
this
that on
was,
there?
This was in the middle of a bush. So
Oh,
I had
okay.
to
It's kind of like they
cut
built
this
the
open.
Death Star.
They did.
Yeah.
It is a Death Star.
It's
Yeah.
a Death Star.
It really is.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
Billy and Haddam.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah, in July I was painting my neighbor's house, and I went to go put a ladder at the side of the house to put it away, and I was crammed in a little area, and I accidentally stepped on kicked a hornet's nest,
Oh, boy.
yellow jacket's nest,
Yep.
and I was confined in such a little area, and by the time I looked, they were crawling in my boots, and I got stung 31 times.
You know, when you get stung, does your body build an immunity to it
Well,
after a while?
that's what the desensitization is all about.
Okay.
So you get people who go into anaphylactic shock will go to an allergist, and they'll be tested for what they're allergic to,
Right.
and then given trace amounts of the venom so that their body can build an immunity to it. So my blood, I could probably cure the world with all the times. I've been stung over 10,000 times
Right.
easily.
Right.
You know?
Your favorite target.
Oh, man.
But can we just reflect on what Billy said? 31 stings.
31.
One
And you know what?
is painful.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, I got 7 was bad. 31, I can't imagine it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if he's just stopped before he did it and just observed, he would have saw the traffic going in and out, and he could have
Right.
saved himself. So I tell people, just take that time, no matter what you're doing during the month of July, August, and September, sometime into October, make sure there's no traffic.
Do they die for the year?
Yeah.
At the end of the year? Like, how long do they live?
They live, probably about a month, but at the end of the season, which is coming up now, it's only the mated queens that will last the winter. Those mated queens will go into hibernation mode, and then next year they wake up right around May and they start the whole cycle all over again.
But you could wake them up, right? Because
Yeah, you can.
I have, like in early November, a couple of years ago, I was cutting a dead tree, and that thing opened up, and like, holy smokes.
Seriously?
And I got all my tree cutting gear on, and they're getting up inside the helmet and
Oh,
the
my
mask.
God.
I dropped the trees.
They really get in, don't they?
Oh, they get in there
Like
fast.
a little SWAT team.
Fast, yeah. Thank you, Billy. All right, more with the Yellow Jacket expert, Norm Patterson Jr., and I see the tribes calling in their B stories as well, 203-882-9757.
It's going to be partly sunny today. High 70, 75, 62 now, New Haven.
Delays we're looking at right now, starting 95 southbound in Fairfield, right around exit 24, moving through Westport. Delays in that area adding up to about 25 to 30 minutes right now. On the Merritt Parkway, looks like Norwalk is primarily the busiest spot right now. That'll start around exit 40 going all the way through Stamford. This traffic report brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org. That's your Chaz and AJ Connecticut Lottery traffic.
All right, we got the Yellow Jacket expert in studio right now. It's Norm Patterson Jr. And lots of tribe members are calling in. We have a lot, not a live nest, but it's a giant nest, and there are bees walking around on it.
Yep.
In studio right now,
so hanging out.
If you hear us scream,
right,
and then there's silence, then we just
we're done in.
We decided to leave.
We bailed. Yes, we bailed. If you're glass breaking and two people jumping out,
trust me, I'm not going to sit here and get 31 stings. And do the show.
Right.
I'm like, I see one flying around, I'm out.
Right.
Well, sometimes I go into people's attics in order to get the yellow jackets out. I was in one yesterday, and I'm laying on my belly, and I got my bee suit on with the canister of carbon dioxide because I put them to sleep with carbon dioxide.
Nice.
Pulling this thing off of the sheetrock because it's a concealed nest in their attic, and I'm telling you, it's scary, and I'm getting stung all over the place. I had a nest last year.
You're getting stung, and you can't do anything. You got to just kind of plow through.
You got to keep, especially when you're on a ladder with one of these. When I first started doing it, I had to discipline my mind not to jump, even though I'm getting stung.
Because everything in your brain says,
run.
Yeah.
You can jump out that window. It's okay.
Yeah.
I had a nest in Westport last year. This thing was about 4 feet by 4 feet. It was
4 feet by 4 feet.
And I had to lay on my belly, put some carbon dioxide into the nest because I do it organically.
Yeah.
Not get asphyxiated with the carbon dioxide.
Right.
And
Imagine
then when
if you
they're
fell
all
asleep.
asleep for just a few minutes and then pull this beast. I had a monster trash
And you only
bag.
had a couple of minutes before they woke up?
Yeah, I had to do it fast.
That sounds like the bee's nest of all of your removals.
I was a little bit nervous, to tell you the truth.
Yeah,
usually
Who
it's
wouldn't
like,
be?
Yeah, usually, and I got stung probably a couple hundred times on that one because I'm on my belly. They started waking up, but I had to finish the job and put it into the bag and pull this thing out of here.
Like the goalie for a dart team.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
it's little prickles.
Sometimes I go, why am I doing this? But then it's like, you get paid. That's
Okay.
why.
Right back to normal.
We do it for money.
If that went wrong, you could have died, correct?
Yeah, I could have.
If you look at it that way.
And not that we want to think about that, but like have you heard of any of these people who do what you do? Like just
nobody does what
have a
I
bad
do.
day.
I'm the best at what I do. There's guys out there that are imitating what I do. They watch my videos and they're making some money on their videos, but they're imitating.
Right, they're not
a
really
lot of
doing.
stuff. Yeah.
All right. So because people post videos all over the world. Have you seen anyone where it just went wrong and they?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you go on YouTube, look up hornet fails or yellow jacket fails, and this guy's like, "Oh man, I'm going to get this hornet nest, put a bag around it, and just clip the branch." And all of a sudden, you see them running away, and they got hornets all over their body. Serious.
We
It's
got to do.
dangerous.
You know what? The next time you're in, we're going to start you at 7:20 with Dumbass News, and we'll play some of those videos.
Yeah.
Chris in East Haddam.
Morning.
Morning.
I used to live on Diamond Hill in South Meriden, and I was, about 7 to 9 years old, and my friends threw a football in the woods. So I ran in the woods to grab the football. I grabbed the old football that was in the woods, and it was covered in a yellowback jacket's nest.
Oops.
I came out of there covered with bees. My neighbors grabbed me, threw me on the ground, started ripping my clothes off. Mistake. They got stung more. Now I didn't have no clothes on.
Oh, God.
And, butt naked in the neighbor's yard, hosing me down, rushing me to. They didn't even call an ambulance. They threw me in the car and brought me to the old Meriden Hospital over on Pratt Street. I don't know if you know Meriden at all, but there used to be Mid-State used to be over near the pawn shop over there on Cook Ave. I think it's Cook Ave it was on. And man, I have to keep an EpiPen with me now.
Did they ever tell you how many stings they found on you?
I heard 100. I don't know. That seems like a high number to me. I don't remember nothing.
Right.
I have no recollection of anything that happened to me that day. I woke up in the hospital 2 days later. I got pneumonia because they put so much water on my face because that's where I got it. I had bent over, I guess. I was told what happened to me more than what I recommend.
Yeah, you don't remember.
Yeah.
Those were Eastern yellow jackets, though. That's what.
How do you know?
I could tell just by the description of what happened to them. And we've been talking about the new Yellow Jackets that are here.
Hey, thank you,
the
Chris.
Southern Yellow Jackets. I mean, they're all vicious, and it is interesting that the Southern Yellow Jackets are here, and that's a great story. And we need to watch out for them. But you got to be careful with all the Yellow Jackets, just like this guy. I mean, that happens, and especially with kids, I feel bad for him. I did the
what
same
should
thing.
he have? Like the people took his clothes off, he got more stings. What should you have?
Just
what
run.
do you do?
Pick
Just
the kid up and run.
Pick the kid up, get in the car.
Yeah. Like
but
a
now you're
football.
in the car with like 10 or 15 of them.
Well, it's better 10, 15 than 1,000.
Keep the windows open. Drive real fast.
Yeah, you just got to get away from it. Just make sure you don't run into the road or something, because when you're in fight or flight, you're flying and you could run into traffic or do whatever. You got to be careful.
Yeah.
This is a very rare that type of thing does happen, though. I mean,
Right.
I tell people look for traffic. How would he have known that when you're a little kid looking for football? It just happens. It's kind of a freak thing.
Is there a worst Yellow Jacket, like the top, the worst Yellow Jacket?
Here in Connecticut, probably the Squamosa that are here, the Southern Yellow Jacket. I
Sounds
start
like
using-
something I'd have on a pizza.
Squamosa. Let me have a
Yeah,
Squamosa.
I got
pizza
Flavor
with-
Pelosa here. I got
I got a cup of coffee and a
Immaculata.
Squamosa.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
The time goes by fast with you.
Yeah.
We got to get you back here.
Definitely.
We're linked up to all things the yellowjacketexpert.com on WPLR.com. Norm Patterson Jr., the Yellow Jacket Expert. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Long Island attorney John Ray has seen it all until this Diddy case. It just keeps getting wilder. Does Diddy have any chance at seeing the light of day? Attorney John Ray next.
Partly sunny today, high 75, 60 now in Cheshire.
Lots of calls about this one. Thank you to Frank and Terry who got in first. An accident in Derby, Route 8 southbound, right around exit 12 being reported. Multiple cars involved in the accident. I got told that it was blocking at least the left lane, so we got some heavy delays trying to get there. Again, that's Route 8 southbound. Accidents around exit 12, but delays will start at least around exit 15. This traffic report brought to you by Compassion International. Every day a child in poverty waits for a sponsor is another day of hopelessness. There are thousands of kids waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393. That's your Chaz and AJ Connecticut Lottery traffic.
Long Island attorney John Ray has seen it all. Until this Diddy case. Now there's a lot more.
Yep.
Does Diddy have a chance of seeing the light of day? We're going to ask him. But first, we're going to play you a part of a press conference where a Texas attorney announced 120 accusers.
Now, I know this. Many of you came here thinking or hoping or perhaps believing that I may start naming names. That day will come, but it won't be today. The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Compton. There's a lot of names. It's a long list already. And, of course, I already know who some of these individuals are. But because of the nature of this case, we're going to make damn sure. But the names that we're going to name are names that will shock you. You should know that several of the individuals, and when I say several, I mean many, who did, in fact, seek medical treatment were drug tested. Drugs were found in their system, weird drugs that you probably never heard of. One in particular that continues to pop up is a drug called xylazine or trank, which, based on our research, is known as a horse tranquilizer. Typically, the victim is lured into a situation where he or she is given a drink. Typically, that drink, reported by these victims, is apparently laced with something. Once that drink takes effect, the perpetrators perform all kinds of sexual acts on the victims, many times passing him or her around as other people watch and enjoy the show, and then leave the victim ashamed, confused, injured, and wondering what happened. When the victim reaches out, he or she is told not to say anything. Sometimes there are threats of physical violence or financial repercussions or bodily harm. We know that many of these individuals were paid cash. We know that many of these individuals involved, whether they were the ones being assaulted and abused or they're witnessing other people being assaulted and abused and then paid and threatened and told to leave. Typically paid 10 grand in cash and told to leave. And then threatened as they were leaving.
Attorney John Ray, is this the worst sexual predator case you've heard of since the church scandal?
This is one of many. Actually.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, this sort of thing is quite widespread. Maybe not as funded as Diddy's was or were, but certainly this is a very, very widespread problem throughout. You know, we've discovered this in my work on the Long Island serial killer case here on Long Island. And we found the spread of this kind of behavior all the way across the country, with pockets of these people everywhere. So it's not Puff Diddy or P Diddy is not alone in this regard. So,
what's your take on this case? Why Homeland Security?
It's an oddity. You know, you could ask that. I have no idea what the federal government is doing and why. Why they resort to that, because Homeland Security, this is not their area of expertise by any stretch.
No, this is an FBI case.
Yeah.
But you asked my take on the case. Well, let's say it another way. You know, can he be found not guilty? Isn't that really the question?
Yeah.
You know, he seems guilty. Everything seems pointing in his direction of all kinds of depredations. But here's the defense that you can. It's anticipated. Anybody with a brain will know this is what will happen. The defense is consent. These people that are in it because they wanted to be in it, and now they're after the fact. They see a nice pot of gold waiting for them if they say that they've been coerced into this. That's one defense. The second defense is the statute of limitations. How old are some of these accusations? How far back do they go? So he'll have. I mean, I'm sure there's other more creative defenses, but those are the ones that are standard, and they're telling. They're very often telling. I mean, you put these people on the witness stand, and like in the Weinstein case, how many of them really were involved in this business with Weinstein because they wanted to be, because they indulged in it. They wanted to get ahead. They wanted to be shining the glory and so forth with all these players all these socially important players.
All right, let me play off of a little bit of what that attorney said when he was announcing 120 accusers.
Sure.
He said some of these people sought medical treatment right away and called the police. So let's talk about if you called the cops, went to the hospital, had a blood test, and they found tranquilizers in your system. So you have all the documentation.
Yeah.
And nobody did anything. I mean, that's a pretty strong case, no?
No, not necessarily. The first question: why wasn't he arrested? If somebody went to the police, and we're talking East Hampton now, okay, so that's where he was, and they make a complaint. The police have detectives. They get assigned on the cases. What happened? You mean to say that everybody's paid off, all the detectives, and nobody did anything? I'm on both sides of that fence.
Yeah, you're coming at the story from a defense attorney position.
Yeah.
Correct. I mean,
right.
My normal position, I'm representing victims as well. So I know, I kind of know the game. And, of course, the first blush is, oh, look at this. But 120 people, does it occur to you that that's the number of people that were at a party? So they're all going to have been coerced, and it seems unlikely. And then, the telling part to me is the involvement of those under 18, the children. And how about this, fellas? We look at not only and P. Diddy that he's having children at parties, but also where are these parents who put the children there? I've had this come up constantly now, where we're in my investigations, where there are children who they wanted to be part of the scene, and their parents did too, and the parents put them up to it and didn't care. In fact, willfully, with full understanding, knew what they were putting their children into, but wanted the fame, wanted to be.
But when it comes to kids, that doesn't take him off the hook.
Correct. It
if it's
not.
adult, if it's consent, age of consent or older, that's fine. But not if it's
kids
a kid.
can't consent.
Yeah.
So that's where the weakness lies. If in my view, in his defense, is if children actually did participate, and that's a child is anybody under 18 in New York. So if they participated, and it doesn't matter whether they consented or not. There's, that's it.
Attorney John Ray's on.
Who's ever doing this is guilty, and that would be. But I would say, that concept needs to be explored on a greater level of how much involvement are the parents who put the children there.
Dave from Cheshire thinks he has an idea as to why Homeland Security. Dave?
Yeah, so my understanding is when it's under the Homeland Security Act, the people, they don't have any rights. They can basically do whatever they want in the name of Homeland Security. So it blows open the investigative powers to, basically, anything goes. And it needs to. I think it's smart that if in fact it is Homeland Security, that's the way they're going with. Because this is going to be huge. You're going to find that Oprah's involved and all these. There's a lot of big names.
I think there are a lot of people who went to those parties, but I think they left before the craziness happened.
Right. There
But
was
that's
a signal.
Possibly,
what do I know?
Yeah, there was a signal.
All right, Dave. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Somebody, there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there, John, and one is that Homeland Security got involved to actually protect some big names. In other words, they go in, they grab evidence, they decide what evidence gets put forward to the FBI.
Right.
And they take some evidence.
One
and
block for the friends.
Yeah, we'll take this box and you guys could have the rest.
Right.
Kind of thing.
It could be. There's usually competition, inherent competition amongst the various police agencies, one with the other, over who's going to do what. And they end up in clashes very often. They're not like a unified task force that's doing this. So I don't know. The fellow that just called, and he had a theory, but I'm not sure of what his theory was. I don't know why they're in it. I mean, maybe that's so that they can use FISA warrants and seize things that they ordinarily wouldn't get. But they don't really need that power. The traditional warrant power should be enough, and to seize all kinds of evidence. But this evidence, by the way, look at what we're talking about here. We're talking about a civil case, and this guy is coming out of Texas with, I don't blame him. He's got a whole bunch of clients. I don't know how he's going to handle 120 of them. That's pretty amazing. But sure, more power to him to do this.
It sounds like some of these, he's going to put together enough evidence to call, let's just say, a hotel and say, we have enough evidence to really make it bad for you. How big of a check do you want to write out for us to just go away?
Gotcha.
That's a very good insight. That's what could very well happen and probably will. And on a level that we can't imagine because of all the number of people who are involved who will want to pay their way out to get their name out of there. But these freak, what do they call them? Freak outs or
freak offs?
Freak offs. Yeah,
freak offs.
These freak offs. That seems to be for just a certain sector of these people who would go to the white parties and the like. So there needs to be a lot more exploration of all of this. But think about it. If you're there at the party and now you're invited into the freak off and you go, you chose to be there. And now people say, well, they
no,
come
what they
back
say is they were drugged.
Well, okay. If that turns out to be true, then of course they have a case.
Yeah.
But there's something what we in America that we deal with, and that is called sufficient proof.
Yeah.
What's going to be the proof that they were drugged? What's going to be the proof that they didn't?
The surveillance videos.
Well,
so somebody said there's a tremendous amount of videos from all different cameras throughout all the different mansions and party places, and that he was dumb enough to know that this was coming and didn't erase or destroy all of this footage. And they walked out with boxes and boxes of hard drives full of videos. And I think that some of these videos, you might be able to make a case like this. Here you go. Here it is. It's drugged right here.
If so, but I think that would be pretty hard to do. I'm not defending the guy. To the contrary. I think what really needs to be is indicted here, or should be indicted, at least pointed out, is that this corruption is so widespread. This is the entire elite from Hollywood and Los Angeles and New York and so forth, and they're all involved in this. What does it say? What are we saying about society? And this corruption, as I said, it spreads. There's parties that are in these bars on Long Island that take place, and they're not on a P. Diddy level, but they're the same thing, the same concept, and the same kind of people, and very often they are interconnected one with the other. So, I mean, when I'm doing my work, for example, on the Long Island serial killer case, we're coming across all of these different groups that are cultish groups that are involved and involved in all this crazy stuff that it's always dealing with two things: sex and drugs. And
money.
That's a consent issue. So I don't know. It's a legal consent issue. It's a moral disgrace, and maybe the expose of this will hopefully shift the moral sensibilities of people in America. I don't know.
Probably not.
How do you think this plays out?
There'll be lawsuits. I mean, I don't know. There's going to be jurisdictional issues too. This guy's in Texas. He's going to have. If this is an East Hampton behavior, this is going to happen in the lawsuit will have to happen in federal court, Eastern District here in New York, or else in state Supreme Court here in Suffolk County.
You think Diddy? Because we're all like, oh, this Jeffrey Epstein thing. We're going to hear names. We're going to get all this, and then he just died.
Yeah,
and then there were no names.
Nothing.
There's
nothing. That's partly the government's fault. I'll give you a quick story on that. I happen to have a list of women who were solicited in Sweden, Swedish women, very pretty women, by a particular person who I knew, and she was telling all these women. She would hold these parties in Sweden and claiming that these girls were being recruited to go and do internships in companies in New York and in Florida and so on. and they would be referred to these big corporations, and they'd get jobs. That's how they were lured into this system, and they were on a list. But this person I'm talking about, who was connected, by the way, to the royal family of Sweden, she was giving the list to Epstein, and these girls were being shipped over to Epstein. So I had the list, and I turned it over to the United States Attorney's Office when I had it. And I got a call back from the U.S. Attorney, and he said, well, is anybody under 18 on the list? I said, I have no idea. I don't know. When I looked at the pictures of some of these girls, they could be, but you can't tell just from a picture. It's very hard. So I don't know. He said, well, then we're not interested.
Wow.
And that was the end of it. And this is a list of quite a few girls who were literally lured into this mess with Epstein. So you can look to the government itself and say, what the hell did you guys do? Why did you drop the ball?
Yeah, I was talking to some folks about this on Saturday, and everyone thinks this is going to be something. And I have a feeling it's just going to all of a sudden be gone.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it's on a scale, and it involves people who are so significant that maybe it won't be gone. As the lawyers promised, the Texan lawyer Bixby.
When have we ever seen a sex scandal blow out and blow onto multiple people? It's usually just Weinstein, just Epstein, just this person.
Yeah.
And then it just somehow magically goes away.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It could be because of higher ups. Maybe that's why Homeland Security is involved in it, to try to separate it from the traditional.
That's working theory now.
Yeah.
Like there's too many big names. We need to get in there. We need to get this stuff. We need to separate it.
Right. Secure it.
And decide who's going down and who's not going down.
Right.
So, Attorney John Ray, Long Island, thank you for coming on.
All right. Good.
All
Good
right.
to speak with you guys again.
Good to talk to you.
All right.
Okay, Jimmy Koplick, Live Nation, up next.
Turning partly sunny, a high 75, 58 now in Bethany.
Looking at very heavy delays right now. Route 8 southbound, right around exit 12 is where the accident was reported originally. Multiple cars involved. At least the left lane is currently blocked. Right by the Route 34 ramps, we've got delays starting, and it's about 45 minutes to an hour estimated in traffic trying to get by. Again, Route 8 southbound through Derby. This traffic report brought to you by Compassion International. Every day a child in poverty waits for a sponsor is another day of hopelessness. There are thousands of kids waiting over a year. In their wait, sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393. That's your Chaz and AJ Connecticut Lottery traffic.
Jimmy Koplik, Live Nation on the show. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Morning.
The last time we were talking to you, we were talking about that special on, is it Paramount Plus, the hairbands of the 80s?
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Paramount Plus. You told me, yeah.
Nothing but a good time.
Right.
And you said, ask me about my rat story.
Yes. Well, I think of hairbands, think of rat, of course. And, we get these crazy riders sometime. And I remember we got Rat's Rider, and it was probably the late 80s, maybe early 90s. I don't remember what it was. We had him up in Springfield, the Civic Center in Springfield. And I don't read the riders. I have people in my office that deal with getting whatever's the sodas and the wine and the beer and whatever's needed, all the food and whatever the bands want. So they come into me and they go, they want white socks.
White socks?
Yeah, white socks.
Okay.
I said, can't they go out and buy their own damn white socks?
Seriously,
What
go
do
to
they need white
Walmart.
socks for? And the guy says to me, oh, that's the easy part. They want multicolored condoms.
Oh.
I said, is there such a thing? So I immediately thought that there must be the old game that Van Halen played with the brown M&Ms, and there really is no such thing as multicolored condoms, but they wanted me to tell them that we looked for them, but they weren't available.
Right.
But
I'm using a sock.
people, they found, yeah, what was the sock for? But they found, my team found multicolored condoms. So I thought it might be interesting to tell everybody that some of the crazy things that happen with hair bands backstage, we had to supply them condoms. And they had to
What
be
size?
multicolored.
Well, it's good that they were using them.
Yes.
Yes, no question about it. Smart.
There weren't even more rats running around.
Yes, yeah, right. So I just thought it was a very, very funny thing that they asked for multicolored condoms. So we did find them, though.
It depends on what color they're in the mood for. It's like
Seriously.
a mood ring.
Yeah, I'm in a red mood today. If this is blue, I'm angry. Arr.
What are some other things? I know you didn't deal with riders per se, but I'm sure you heard about things coming through the office, weird things that bands have asked for.
Well, I think I mentioned it recently about the Allman Brothers when we had them in, I think it was Dillon Stadium in 1973, where they said they wanted to make sure there was a snowstorm backstage.
Oh.
The show was in June.
Right. So, what kind of snow is that?
Yeah, really. And I'm
Colombian snow.
And I'm right, exactly. And I'm an idiot going, what do you mean snow? We can't do snow back there.
You get a snow machine
June,
back there.
Connecticut.
What the hell is this?
So they said, just put your finger on your nose and you'll know what we're talking about.
Gotcha.
I see what you're talking
Yeah, there's
about.
your shovel right there.
All right, we got lots of questions for Jimmy Koplik and your questions as well. 203-882-9757. Chaz and AJ in the morning, 99.1 PLR. You can call or text that number.
Yes.
203-882-9757. Catholic Live Nation on the show. Chaz and AJ in the morning, 99.1 PLR. You can call or text your questions, 203-882-9757. You know, the question I have for the tribe is, which band have you seen the most?
Wow.
I'm at, it's Van Halen, and it's 6 times.
Wow.
Is that a lot, Jimmy? It's not really a lot compared to most people, right?
No, I don't think that's a lot. No.
That's not
but
a lot.
Remember, they don't tour a lot. They were not a big tour. I mean, they toured, but you know, they when was the last time they toured? So it's not a lot. No, I mean, they're not a band that is what I call, you know, tribal, where you see Fish 6 times in one tour.
Yeah,
right.
Or the Dead 6 times in one tour. Springsteen 6 times in one tour.
It's like a one and done.
Yeah, Van Halen, you can go once in one tour.
Yes.
And
Be
you saw
fulfilled.
the show.
Right, be fulfilled.
They don't change it.
Right.
They don't change the set. Exactly right.
Ruth, how many? Who have you seen the most? Let me guess. Guns N' Roses.
Yep.
How many times?
Oh my gosh. Last time I counted, I think it was about 15 or 16.
That's a lot.
On first name basis with Axel, yes.
I am.
Yes.
Oh, really?
No.
She.
I met him once.
She
he yelled at me.
Axel yelled at you. Was that the helicopter thing?
Yeah, the helicopter thing
We'll
at
go find
Nassau
him.
Coliseum. Yeah, he yelled at me.
That's it.
But I denied it was me. Where the hell's the? You didn't use the word hell. You used where the F is the promoter.
Right.
And I said, I don't know. Maybe he's down the hallway.
He went that way.
Promoter is.
He went that way. Hurry, go catch him. You put on someone you don't like.
I've hidden from a number of artists from getting yelled at.
I know it was him. He had a shirt that said promoter on it.
Right.
So.
See that big
Anyone
guy?
says I'm not the promoter.
See that big guy says security? That's him.
So Ruth, you got backstage at a Guns N' Roses show. Was it Madison Square Garden?
It was Madison Square Garden.
Wow.
It was 2002. It was during that blizzard. Yeah. We lucked out. We got some last minute. We had tickets already, but we found someone that was selling they'd opened up tickets that I guess were reserved for people that didn't come. So we ended up getting like very, very close seats. And then, yeah, went backstage.
Why don't you tell us how you got
backstage?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Please elaborate.
So during the show, my sister and I, we were having a good time. We were dancing on our seats, and the security guards came over, and we were like, oh, they're going to make us move. They're going to make us like get down from the seats. And they did. But then they said, oh, you can go stand over here. And they pointed to the front of the stage. So we were in front of the stage after the show. My sister comes running up to me, and she's got 2 passes, and she's like, guess what? Guess what? They gave us backstage passes.
Why?
Jimmy, why do you think that happened?
They dance really good.
Well, I've never met Ruth face to face, but I would assume she's a pretty girl, and that's what the roadies were supposed to do. Take people from different seats, move them up to the front, let the band members see the stable of fans out in front, and they would signal to the road crew who would be great to have backstage.
Right. Get that person a pass.
It's
yes.
like
Make backstage prettier, that's all.
They have those model shows on television. What are they called? Like what's the show called?
Oh, like the Make New Model, things like that.
like
America's Next Top Model.
Yeah,
Yes,
top
yes,
model.
yes,
yeah,
yes.
that's like you won a round of that,
Right.
And then what happened?
Well, I was there with my husband and his friend, 2 guys, and we went over and asked for 2 more passes. They gave us 2 more. I think they were probably expecting 2 more women to come.
Right.
But then the 4 of us went back, and it was
great.
actually very, very cool. We just hung back and waited for a while, and then didn't think Axel was actually going to show up, and then he did, and it was surreal.
He's wearing a towel.
It was absolutely surreal.
They said, oh, man.
He had more money on one of his hands than I'll probably ever see in my life. He had all these huge like diamond rings, and he was very nice though, very, very nice. He actually came over. There were some of us sitting at a table and sat down and was talking and answering questions.
Where he said, dish of 2 dudes.
What was he saying? What were you talking about?
Oh my gosh, it was so surreal. It was such a blur. I had a couple of vodka cranberries too. He was, people were just asking him. At that time, it was him and his new band. Buckethead was in the band at the time, and So it was that era of Guns N' Roses.
Wasn't chicken?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did talk a little bit about Slash. He did talk. Someone asked him, and he said something to the effect of, "Well, if he wants to go tour with Michael Jackson, that's fine." Like he seemed like very upset about the whole Michael Jackson thing.
We got some questions here for you, Jimmy. Please ask Jimmy about Whitesnake.
Whitesnake said they were on their final tour. I think they played College Street, if I remember correctly, when they said they were on their final tour.
Right.
I think they're still going to tour, though. So if they come in, we'd love to have them, or they might play College Street. Who knows?
Burton Cummings.
Very strong rumors that Burton Cummings and Randy Bachman are getting back together as the Guess Who. And if that's the case, you'll see them probably in Bridgeport next summer.
It'll be like a 4 o'clock show.
Wait, they're not that old. Come on.
Kidding.
Come on, we do that with the Beach Boys. We don't have to Guess Who.
Mike in Stratford wants to know about Saliva.
I don't even know if Saliva's still together.
It dried up.
Dried up. Wow, there's a fan of Saliva still in Connecticut. Wow. At least if we bring him in, I know one person will show up.
That's actually the band member.
Emma in Wallingford wants to know about My Chemical Romance.
Hoping to get them next summer. Not sure they're touring, but if they tour next summer, we would love to bring them into Mohegan Sun.
How many shows are left for the AMP? Just Kings of Leon, right?
Kings of Leon, and we have a country show on October 12th. So there are 2 shows left. That's it. Brett Young is the country show. Kings of Leon this Saturday, Brett Young next Saturday, and then the season's over.
Oh, I just got this text, Mike. Oh, we haven't announced it yet. Mike, Saliva is coming.
Oh.
It's at a Chaz and AJ event. That's all I'm going to say.
Right.
Okay, that's all.
You can say where it is. If you don't want it.
We haven't announced it yet.
Yeah,
then we
working on
can't
that.
say
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So Jimmy, you were at Creed Monday?
I was at Creed on Monday. Welcomed them back. They were wonderful.
Great guys.
One of the great guys. So totally great. And, when we had them at the beginning of August and we had the rainstorm and the flooding and everything like that, you were backstage, so you know what was going on. And Scott Stapp asked us one simple question. Do you think 90% of my fans are going to show up? And we said, no, it's too much of a mess outside. I don't think you'll have 90% show up. He goes, if 90% of my fans can't see the show, we don't play. So, of course, I'm freaking out. I said, how about 89%?
Did I say no to 90? I meant yes to 89.
Right.
Silly me. Right, silly me. So they sat down at a table. The agent, Ken, was there. He was a great guy, and said, let's figure out when we can come back. And they extended their tour 2 days. They were in Atlantic City on Saturday night. They took Sunday off, and Monday they came back to the AMP in Bridgeport and played. I wanted to make a point of being there and thanking them for extending their tour.
That's cool.
For the fans of Connecticut, which is rare and wonderful that happens. And I spoke to Scott and the band, Mark Tremonti. They're just wonderful people. They're the sort of band that, they made a great comeback. They're real popular again, and it's just great that you root for people like that. You root for people that are good people.
Were they sold out?
They sold out.
Great.
And in all honesty, they could have played the Xfinity Theater.
Wow. Is that right?
We had them up at Saratoga, did 25,000 tickets.
Whoa.
Damn.
And they usually play big amphitheater. So they were not making anywhere near the money they made everywhere else, but they made sure they came back.
That is cool.
That's
when
very
they
nice, yeah.
joined us backstage, you expect a band of that caliber to come in, take their pictures, shake a couple hands, and be on their way. They just camped out and hung out.
That's cool.
Chatted and were very engaged, and I was really impressed.
That's very cool.
How cool they were. Let's talk to AJ in New Haven. You have a question for Jimmy?
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
Hello.
Yeah, about Falling in Reverse. Are they coming through, or?
At a car like that.
Yeah, I think Falling in Reverse will be coming to Mohegan Sun, is my guess.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
All right.
You're not falling forward.
TJ, Rocky Hill.
Good morning, fellas. How you guys doing?
Good morning,
thanks.
All right, Megadeth. Are they coming back to Connecticut at all anytime soon? Or
Yeah, I think you'll see them in 2025.
oh, fantastic!
Where do you think
All right, thank
we
you,
might
guys.
see them?
Oh, they're a definite Oakdale play.
Oakdale.
Nice, okay.
Nice. Okay, your calls, questions, comments to Jimmy Koplik, Live Nation, 203-882-9757. You can call or text.
Turning partly sunny today, a high of 75, 63 now North Haven.
All right, we'll start with the accident we know in Derby, Route 8 southbound, right around exit 12. Accident involving multiple vehicles blocking the left lane still. Looks like heavy stop-and-go traffic, adding up to at least 45 minutes of delays. Multiple vehicles blocking that area. Route 34 ramps on the Derby side of the bridge, just one lane getting by. We also now have reports of a disabled vehicle in West Haven, 95 southbound as you approach exit 44. That is also blocking the left lane. We got heavy stop-and-go traffic reported there as well. At least 45 minutes with delays back to Long Wharf. This traffic report brought to you by Compassion International. Every day a child in poverty waits for a sponsor is another day of hopelessness. There are thousands of kids waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393. That's your Chaz and AJ Connecticut Lottery traffic.
McCoplick Live Nation is on. And we should remind people, Jimmy, that Friends of Jimmy is open now.
Yes, you're right. Friendsofjimmy.com. If you want to join, it's $325 for the year, and you get access to all the tickets to all the shows that we have coming in 2025. We'll even throw you whatever's left going on sale in 2024. And, we got very lucky that a lot of people rejoined because Billy Joel went on sale in 2025. And we opened it up. If anybody wanted to join in 2025, you get an opportunity to buy Billy Joel tickets. So that was great. A lot of people joined. And a lot of people got Billy Joel tickets, which sold out in hours. So that was a great opportunity. We have a lot of other
amazing.
great shows. Yeah.
What a
And
show
then we
that's
give
going to
out-
be, too.
it would be amazing.
Billy Joel, yeah.
Amazing. Yep, on a Saturday night. And so and you also get a lot of complimentary tickets. I think 33 shows last year we gave complimentary tickets to.
How's those?
That
And
way
you can give
pays
it to your
for
friends.
itself.
Yep.
Yeah, and you give them to your friends. You don't have to. We're fine if you give the free tickets to your friends. They don't have to be you. I see things on Facebook, actually. People putting up opportunities for free tickets that we're offering to the members. And they take them and then they offer them to people on Facebook.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, which is nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
Got to
It's a
share.
nice gift.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It's very nice.
All right, we'll link up on the radio station website, WPLR.com, for Friends of Jimmy. On this day in 1986, David Lee Roth with Cinderella at the Hartford Civic Center.
Probably his first solo tour, I would imagine, since he left Van Halen, right?
I would think so.
Yeah, lots of hairspray. We know that.
And he had, California Girls? Was his
So that was the EP, but I think he was touring Eat 'Em and Smile in 86.
Oh, right.
Right.
So Steve Vai was playing guitar, Billy Sheehan on bass.
Yeah, Greg Bissonette or something like that was a bass player or something like that. No, bass. So drums, rather, drums.
He was, and I will say this to this day, one of the greatest frontmen I've ever seen in rock and roll.
No doubt.
Yep.
I mean...
Very limber, too.
Remarkable. I read just recently that he officially has announced his retirement.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, his voice retired about a decade ago.
Right, he decided to join the rest of it.
So he's going to join his voice in retirement now.
Right.
And, I say that without disrespect because, Jimmy, like you said, this guy, the greatest frontman of a rock band ever.
Funny, everything, the whole 9 yards.
He had everything.
Yep. We're trying to book
we had him at the New Haven Coliseum right around July 4th one year, and somebody threw a cherry bomb on stage and scared the hell out of him. And he literally jumped up when it exploded on stage. Yeah. Maybe that's how he thought of the song.
Right.
Maybe I should get some royalties, or that guy who threw the cherry bomb should get royalties. And he says to the band, tone down, and he goes and gets... Actually, it says, I won't say what he said.
Okay.
Actually, because I won't get it on the air. He said, the next mother who throws something on my stage, I will get my security team out there, bring you up on stage, and I will personally beat your butt.
Nice.
And there was not one firecracker thrown after that.
So folks pay for that, actually.
Yeah, well, but then he goes, who's the mother who threw it? And there were 10,000 people there. 9,999 people pointed to this one guy.
Oh, no. Awkward.
So we beat the hell out of him.
I'm sorry, did I get you?
He didn't mind if you threw a joint up on stage at the New Haven Coliseum. He was in the middle of a song. I think it was Ain't Talking About Love, and a joint comes up on stage, and he stops the band, and he picks it up, and he says, New Haven, what is this? And people start yelling out, it's a joint, it's a joint.
That's a marijuana cigarette.
What am I supposed to do with this? Light it, light it. All of a sudden, you see like 5 or 6 lighters get thrown up on stage. And so he asks for the house lights to go off, and so it becomes completely dark.
Right.
And you just see this lighter, and then you see like he's puffing, and you can see the head of it lighting.
Glowing.
Yeah. And then you could see he's taking a big hit, and the crowd's just going bananas. Then he goes, New Haven, you got good ass. And he flicks it into the crowd.
Right.
And as he flicks it into the crowd, the band starts back up. Right where they left off. It's pretty friggin' nuts.
Ain't talking about love.
He owned the stage.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Mike in
He owned the
Bridgeport.
stage.
Mike.
Mike.
Hey guys, good morning. How you doing?
Good.
Just wanted to comment. I was at the Creed show on Monday night, and it was one of the most phenomenal concerts I've been to. I mean, those guys played their hearts out, and it showed. And even Tonic, who, I'm not really a big fan of, I thought they did an excellent job. And I just wanted to mention, if anybody's not been to the AMP, they got to get there and see a concert.
Yeah, no kidding. What are you waiting for?
Love that. To have a group like Creed in Bridgeport.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to thank you guys for everything you do. Love listening to you, Jimmy. I love listening to you on Thursdays. And I'm going to join the Friends of Jimmy, definitely.
Nice. Awesome. What a great call, Mike. Cool. Thank you.
And we'll make sure you are happy about joining. That's for sure.
I got a text here. This is Jay from Meriden wants to know about Imagine Dragons.
Hopefully touring next summer, and if they tour next summer, we'll see them up at Xfinity.
Just said it there already. It's imagination.
Cindy in Milford.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
I was wondering when Evanescence was going to be coming.
No touring plans at the moment for the States. They do usually play Mohegan Sun, so we would always give Mohegan Sun the first shot at it if they want Evanescence. I know Evanescence loves Mohegan Sun, so I would think you'll see them at Mohegan Sun.
Oh, cool. I'm waiting for that concert.
Of course.
All right, we will call you when we hear something.
Right.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Andre and Derby.
Hey, what's up? Hey, Jimmy, did you get a hold of Rod Smallwood for Maiden in 2026?
No, I wasn't going to speak to Rod. I love Rod, but I wasn't going to speak to Rod. I was going to speak to the it's a Live Nation tour, so I was going to speak to the guy. And we're on the list, so we'll see if we stay on the list.
His last name is Smallwood.
That would be awesome. I'm going to see him in a few months. It would be great to see him in Connecticut, so I don't have to drive all the way to New York all the time.
That's a tough last name.
I don't blame you. I so agree with you. They are so needed here back in Connecticut.
Yeah, I think the last time was at the Meadows, like 2015 or something. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah, you're right. No, it was. You're right. That was the last time. We did giant business, and I've got to convince them to come back.
Thank you, Andre.
Right.
Andre tricked us. He said he was calling in for Paul McCartney.
Right.
Yeah, but I thought about it. I'm like, I'll go see Paul.
But then Rod Smallwood showed up.
I just saw Paul McCartney's set list. He opened up in Mexico 2 nights ago and did 37 songs.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
The guy's in his 80s, and he did 37 songs.
One of the dates on your Today and Jimmy Koplik concert history is on this date in 2023. You had a show that included Foxy Shazam.
Oh, boy.
At Toad's Place in New Haven.
And one person went there?
Historic.
Yeah.
Right.
I wasn't there.
Jimmy's like, who?
Yeah.
Yeah, really?
Foxy what?
Right.
Yeah.
Is it a floor cleaner?
This is some band that Ruth follows all over the country.
I thought it was made up at first.
I know the app Shazam, which I think is one of the greatest apps ever made. That's for sure. When you don't know a song, you just throw out Shazam and it tells you the song. It's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, one more call. Johnny Tree.
Hey, good morning,
Hey.
everyone. Hey, Jimmy,
Morning.
what's up? Hey, I'm so ready for some Goose this winter or spring. What's up with that? And Ruth's defense, I follow Goose around, too.
I think Goose is going to play Mohegan Sun in February. We're holding dates in February for Mohegan
that's
Sun.
great.
You know, migrate?
Yep.
That would be awesome. Yeah, no, we'll flock right over there.
All right.
Ow.
Thank you, Johnny Tree. Jimmy, thank you, sir. We'll talk to you next Thursday.
You got it,
All
guys.
right. Thank you, brother.
Thanks, sir.
Coming up at 9 in news. Why all hell broke loose over cats in North Haven. First Selectman Mike Frieda up next.
Turning partly sunny today, a high of 75, 63 now in Guilford.
All right, a little bit of good news. Route 8 southbound looks like it's just starting to ease up a bit. I have reports that this accident might still be blocking the left lane right around exit 12. We've got delays going back over the bridge. Just one lane getting by, but delays have reduced now to about 20 minutes, so maybe we're starting to open up a little bit. In West Haven, 95 southbound, no such luck, unfortunately. As you approach exit 44, there is a disabled vehicle that is blocking the left lane there, going all the way way back to Long Wharf, you can expect stop-and-go traffic, heavy stop-and-go traffic of about 45 minutes. This traffic report brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org. That's your Chaz and AJ Connecticut Lottery traffic.
Okay, all hell broke loose in North Haven with this cat story. Officials in North Haven have pulled back on a plan to capture and kill feral cats in town after a backlash from animal advocates who pointed out the cruelty involved with mass trappings and euthanasia.
Thank you.
On the phone now, North Haven First Selectman Mike Frieda. Good morning.
Chaz and AJ, great pleasure to see you guys or be with you guys again.
How long has it been? How long have you been First Selectman?
I started in December of 2009, and we had a milestone, the three of us, when I wore that red dress at Savin Rock for that American Heart Association bet that I lost.
Yeah. That's right. Now, I don't know if we'd be able to do that. I think now some people would find it not funny.
Right. It's also a bad visual.
I suppose you're right about that.
Bad visual.
Terrible visual. Then you did a split, Nate. I will never go over that.
No offense to you.
You
but
took like 3 ceiling tiles.
Yeah, I did the split with high heels on, if I remember so.
Yeah, we didn't ask you to. You just kind of did.
So, back to the cats.
Yes.
So, what happened? North Haven has a ton of cats running around?
Yes, over at one of the streets off of State Street, there's a colony of feral cats. And I first was alerted to this. I was at a statewide mayor's meeting because I sit on this 119,000 state commission to try to connect disenfranchised youth. My phone was blowing up about North Haven killing cats. I didn't know anything about it. And it really was a crisis. You know, all day Friday, all day Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday morning. This has consumed me to try to come up with a solution, which we finally have come up with. So
before the solution, though, let's talk about, who decided that, all right, we're going to just capture the cats, and then we're going to put them down?
Yeah, it was a brainiac.
Yeah, so here's what happened there. So the animal control officers put a post on Facebook. There's some public act, Connecticut Public Act, that allows the ACOs to do this. In other words, they could post it that we'll hold the cats for 7 days, and if no one claims them, then euthanization is the outcome. Now, I've never agreed with euthanization. I was the chairman of the state task force on animal welfare for 5 years. And sometimes, Chaz and AJ, and your viewing audience, government makes bad decisions.
Wait, what?
Hold it.
Wait, hold the phone.
Let me write this down.
Wow.
All right,
okay,
go
we're
ahead.
good now.
Okay.
Even though there was a legal right to do what was done, I always looked at it and say that to the letter of the law...
Who made the decision, though?
The animal control officer.
Gotcha.
Animal control officer said, okay, we're going to use this law to we're going to fix this problem, and this is how we're going to do it.
Yes.
Okay, you know nothing about it. They don't call you and say, hey, we're going to use this law and we're going to do this.
They don't run past you.
They're animal control. So they decide this. And what do? Post it on Facebook or something?
Yes, they post it on Facebook. There's a posting process according to the Public Act, and there's a 7-day period. So they did what was allowed to be done. But why I got involved is that sometimes we in government have to develop alternative solutions within the confines of the law. And I knew that there were resources out there that we could move away from the post and develop a positive solution. It took 4 days to do it, but we've done it.
What kind of hell broke loose when that notification went up on Facebook that they were going to capture and kill cats?
Hundreds and hundreds of calls, emails, angry people all across the state of Connecticut.
It was on news, too.
It was, yeah. In fact, after this, I'll be doing an interview with WFSB. So it was a crisis. It really was. This was a crisis situation that had to be handled.
Right. Just tax them to leave on their own. Raise your utilities.
Mm-hmm.
That is a fast way to get everyone's attention.
Yes.
It is.
When you say you're going to capture and put down cats.
You're absolutely right. This hit everywhere, all over the state, and I think outside the state of Connecticut, too. So, I have the dubious distinction of having a lot of experience in crisis management from my corporate business career and even in this government. It was 11 years ago we had a bunny that was taken away from a house in North Haven. We had to get involved with that. I was actually on CNN National News explaining that story. So,
but a bunny was a slow news week.
What happened with the bunny?
Yeah.
Well, there was a 30-pound bunny over at the house of a resident, and neighbors were complaining. And just like neighbors were complaining here about the feral cats, that started this whole problem. Back to the bunny, though, the zoning laws don't allow the bunny. So it was taking the bunny away from a little girl.
I think I remember this.
Immediately,
Is this the same animal people then wanted to kill the cats?
Absolutely. That was more of a global story, though.
They're not.
Yeah, we want to change them out. We want to change them out.
Do you appoint those people, or they're elected?
They are appointed.
Oh,
and in the case of ACOs, they have to be reappointed. So we do that. Yes.
Okay.
Maybe don't point next time.
Well, I think, I think everyone now understands, including the animal control officers, that, there was an alternate strategy that could have been considered. But the other aspect of government is there were constant complaints in the neighborhood. People wanted action. So
now we're back to the cats, right? Not the bunny.
Right.
We're back to the cats. Okay.
Back to the cats. People want action. They're asking questions. So when you get bombarded with complaints, in this case, there was a dog that lost an eye out there, and the people were complaining. There was an $8,000 medical bill after an altercation with a feral cat. So it became a heightened level of tremendous number of complaints.
Yeah, the kids can't play. That's the whole thing.
Exactly. So that's why the posting was done, to at least satisfy the complaints in the neighborhood.
How many comments on the posting?
At least 5.
Oh, I would say there's maybe 600-700 with all the sites.
I'll bet you it's more.
Yeah, really. Probably
in the thousands, probably.
And I'll bet you they're all furious.
Yep.
So the other night, I posted the solution on my Facebook page.
What is it?
I'd like to take you through it if you have a moment.
Yes.
So in these type of situations, we have to find professional and expert resources. So we found a mass trapping organization, the Friends of Feral Cheshire Cats. They have over 18 years of experience in dealing with this complicated problem that exists all over the state of Connecticut. So Lori Ratchulis has been a great asset. The Mount Carmel Animal Hospital, Dr. Stewart, they're going to do the intake on the colony of cats. They're going to do a comprehensive medical examination of each and every cat.
How much is this going to cost?
Well, each visit is probably going to be $250 for each cat.
Right. And North Haven picks that up?
Well, we're willing to pick it up. However, there's donations being sent to the Mount Carmel Animal Hospital also. So we have to see what the net result of that is. So this is a very comprehensive situation in terms of what we're going to do here. So we're also, during this process, going to determine, Mount Carmel Hospital, who are actually the feral cats and who are the strays.
How do you figure that one out?
Questionnaire, where you from?
Yeah, that is really done by the animal hospital, who will do behavioral examination of each cat.
They got to speak to cat.
This is going to be expensive.
Right.
It will be. It really will be. Now, the third part of this is I found someone called Kitty Cat. His name is Randy. He has a great deal of experience.
Wait, Randy's name is Kitty Cat?
Kitty Cat.
That's the name of his organization, Kitty Cat.
Also, the candy bar eats.
So his role is to try to find a forever and loving home for any of the cats that can be rehabilitated.
Nice.
And then finally, the way it works is once not euthanized, but once spayed and neutered, the cats then have to go back to their natural habitat. But the advantage of doing it that way is there's no profligation of litters. In other words, the cats will not multiply.
Right.
And that's really part of the strategy.
What a web of chaos this turned out to be.
Seriously.
It's funny because you could have a really complicated, important town hall meeting and no one shows up.
Right.
But if you say you're going to put down cats, the world shows up.
Right, the entire world.
Yeah.
I'm a cat lover myself. I've
Cool.
had dogs.
Me too.
I'm still grieving over 2 cats I lost within the last few years. That's how much cats mean to me.
We get picking up.
Now, when you say you're grieving, what do you mean by that?
You miss it.
Well, I miss the cats. I really do.
Okay.
Right. You don't sing songs, do you?
Yeah. So I had this
What do you mean sing songs?
I don't know, sad songs about the cat. And you put the cat's name in there.
I had a cat, Chaz and AJ. Every night I got home, I sat on the recliner, put the news on, and the cat would come off where he was sitting, come on me, put his head on my shoulder, would purr in my ear. And every time I sit in that recliner, I think about that cat.
Did you get another cat yet?
Not yet, no.
Well, I got a whole bunch to pick out.
Yeah.
Really? Wouldn't that be a great story for you?
That'd be a great story.
You take one of these cats.
Pick 2.
I like that idea.
Take 2.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Oh, do we have to think of everything for you, Mike?
And next time
You do. You've always been a great resource for me. I want you both to
Stop
know.
wearing red dresses.
You're like my mentors.
Mike, by the way, Mike Frieda, First Selectman of North Haven, is a baseball historian.
Oh, yeah.
He's a madman.
You could right now throw any question at him, and he will answer it.
Yep.
any baseball question from the beginning of time.
Yep.
So, for your viewing audience, nicknames. Baseball has a tremendous amount of characters. Who was called the Dominican Dandy?
Dominican Dandy.
Kitty Cat.
Was it Ortiz?
He was the Cookie Monster for a while, but he's
Okay.
Big Papi, AJ.
Right, okay.
The great San Francisco Giant pitcher Juan Marichal.
Oh, that was next. Gonna say it. Yep.
So, gentlemen, I'd be happy to answer any other questions you may have on this.
All right. Phil's looking up some right now.
Yes.
Oh, you okay?
Oh, you know
Yeah.
baseball.
Boy,
Well,
test
let's
your
see.
dander, yes.
Or moving from cats to baseball. Okay. So,
Yeah. 203-882-9757. Are you watching the playoffs?
Yeah, I'm really surprised with the Detroit Tigers. You know, a team that was 8 games under 500 on August 11th. Now they beat the powerful Houston Astros. I don't think anyone saw that coming.
Swept
Astros
them
did.
even.
The Astros didn't.
They certainly didn't. And of course, the Tiger manager was a former Astro manager.
Did you ever meet Pete Rose?
Yes. I was playing in a national baseball tournament in Cooperstown, New York, at Doubleday Field, and after the games, we played a doubleheader that day. I walked across the street because I'm a baseball card collector, and who was there? Pete Rose. He was signing autographs.
Nice.
A man of confidence, and confidence in the fact that he had a great career. And, of course, you know, he had some problems, too, which have prevented him from being in the Hall of Fame.
What did you think of that?
Here's what I think. I've read a lot of Pete Rose books. The same determination and arrogance he had on the field, which drove him to tremendous success, it hurt him in his personal life because he was never, in my opinion, able to turn off that determination and arrogance in his personal life, and that led to a lot of problems. That determination, that arrogance, led to gambling, and there were issues in his own personal life. So I admired Pete Rose as a player. I really did. But sometimes type A personalities have to learn to, in their personal life, tone it down a little bit and utilize a type B personality. I think those were the reasons for the problems he had in his personal life, which led to him not being in the Hall of Fame, specifically from a gambling standpoint.
All right. Phil has a couple questions for you. Let's see how you do. Mike Frieda, First Selectman, North Haven.
All right, this season we know Ohtani is the first ever to have a 50-50 season. Who was closest before he achieved that?
Jose Canseco, he had a 40-40 season. Ricky Henderson also had some 30-30 seasons, but Jose Canseco from the Oakland A's, a portrait of power, speed, and stolen bases were part of his game also in his prime.
And idiocracy. Though he did blow the lid off the steroid thing. Ronald Acuna Jr. had a 50 stolen base season with 41 home runs.
Well, then he had...
Just last year.
Yeah, Ronald. Now, here's a great player, Ronald Acuna. And unfortunately, he had a knee injury, which hurt him, and he was out this year. But that's a very good point. So Canseco was right behind Ronald Acuna, so you're right about that.
You are correct as well. Canseco, very good guess.
All right, we'll give you one more question.
Okay.
You a cat now?
Oh, I thought you had one.
That was the one.
That was it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
One and done.
One and done.
All right, Mike, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Chaz and AJ, to help explain this story. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll be looking forward to you adopting a cat.
Two.
Very good. And stay in touch
take
anytime.
two.
All
Take
right,
two.
thank you. Principal arrested and fired after showing up to school dance drunk. Police in Oklahoma arrested the principal of a high school after he allegedly showed up to the fall dance drunk. There are also reports that he got a little handsy with students.
No good.
I'm wondering what the age of this principal is, and I can't find it. And when you Google drunk principal at Oklahoma, boy, a lot of people, teachers and principals show up to schools in Oklahoma drunk.
There's more than one story.
There's
a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
The one for this one, I saw the guy had gray hair.
So,
40s maybe.
Here is Tulsa police captain talking about the arrest and accusations.
Someone who is entrusted with children every day. So there's a component of this, and we understand how parents feel about that. Our special victims unit is leading the investigation and talking to these kids. What we're asking for is more evidence. We're sure that kids there might have taken some video or had something else, and if they have that, to please submit it to us.
That guy is not from Oklahoma.
No.
Wow.
I like that he's asking the students to narc on the principal.
Seriously.
That's like every student's dream.
You know someone has video on that one.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like they have enough evidence.
Right. Did you bring enough for everybody? Like to cut loose, too, you know. I got to deal with you kids.
Multiple tow trucks collide rushing to same car wreck.
Oh, this was amazing. This is amazing. With this video here, car accident happened. The first tow truck shows up, and it's a white pickup. He's rolling, and all of a sudden you see this red pickup just slam into him. Now you're thinking, okay, just an accident. But then you see another red pickup slam into that one. It got to the point where a police officer actually had to run out of the way because there was just trucks coming everywhere, just bashing.
So they're all tow trucks.
Yep, almost like a demolition derby.
3 tow trucks in Chicago all slammed into each other while trying to respond to the same accident. It's not known if this was purposeful, by accident, or a mixture of the two. Are they competitive?
Right.
What's the problem here?
Oh, it's definitely done on purpose.
Here are the collisions caught by a bystander.
That's the first one.
It sounds like Smash Up Derby.
It was. And they were whacking each other pretty hard, too.
They did not stop.
No.
By the way, the officer, like at one point, is going over to the last. So there, as AJ said, there's 3 different trucks involved. The last one takes the most damage. You see the officers walking over to the driver's side door, and he just throws it in reverse and starts moving again.
Right.
Oh, this is something's going on between these companies.
Yes.
Something's going on.
Yep. That officer got the hell out the way.
Well, now there's enough work for all the tow truck companies.
Yeah. Who do you call next?
Okay, Stump the Chumps, Batman and Robin. Remember that movie?
Yep.
George Clooney? Stump us with trivia from that movie. Get in the running for a family 4-pack of tickets and VIP passes for Legends of Fear. Chaz and AJ in the morning, 99.1 PLR. All right, today it's Batman and Robin trivia. The movie with George Clooney as Batman.
Yay.
203-882-9757. Stump us. Get in the running to win a family 4-pack of tickets and VIP passes to Legends of Fear. Andre and Derby.
What does George Clooney, or rather Batman, whip out to finally outdo Robin trying to woo Poison Ivy?
What does he whip out?
Yep.
What a way to phrase that.
Seriously, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, what does he show him? Because they're trying to go toe for toe to try to win Poison Ivy.
His wallet.
His bat stick.
Bottle of tequila.
Oh, there you go.
I can't remember.
What's the answer?
He whips out his Bat credit card. Don't leave home without it.
That's great.
That was
Terrible.
close.
Right.
Terrible scene.
Yes.
That whole movie's horrible.
Yep.
That movie's ass. 100% ass.
Ass. 100% ass. These are great movies.
Ruth says she knows it inside and out. That's why we're doing it. So
Right.
let's see
Yeah.
how she does.
I remember the credit card. I didn't remember it at that point in the movie, but I definitely remember the credit card, yeah.
Jeremy
That
and
movie's bonkers.
Vernon.
How's it going?
Good.
What's your question?
Question is, how many Oscar nominations did the movie receive?
Oscar nominations?
I feel like it probably got an Oscar nomination for something like special effects or
Costume or something.
Yeah. I'll say a makeup, maybe one.
We try to keep it to if you saw the movie, you can answer the question, but we'll let you go on this one. What's
Right.
the answer?
0. First ever Batman movie not to receive one.
Oh.
That's a
Zero
good question.
nominations.
Yeah.
You tricked us.
That makes sense.
Curses, Robin.
Jeff in New Haven.
Good morning.
Hey.
According to Dr. Woodrue, what is Bane's real name?
Is Bane's real name? Bane. Oh, man. I know I saw that too.
I know he's like a serial killer and they made him into Bane.
Right. Tim Burton.
What's the answer?
Antonio Diego.
Ah.
All right. It seems like everyone's going to be in the running.
So far,
So far, everyone is in the
Yes, you
running.
are.
They are 3 for 3.
Nice.
Batman and Robin trivia, a family 4-pack of tickets and VIP passes for Legends of Fear. You'll get in the running for if you could stump us. Kevin in Stanford.
Ants, good morning.
Hey.
How much does Arnold Schwarzenegger pay a year to keep the Mr. Freeze costume?
Wait, the actor himself, or is that in the movie?
Well, it's not in the movie; it's the actor himself.
So you have to know what question doing with
Yeah,
the movie.
what's the answer?
$1.
Oh,
He
that's
does,
worth it.
He does a charity work
Right.
with it. So,
Oh, that's great.
all right,
Thank you, Kevin.
all right.
Joe in Danbury.
Hey, guys, what's up? When the film was over, what George Clooney say?
I think we just killed a series.
Yeah, I think you got it right.
Yep.
Nice.
What was that? Was that in the movie?
When the film was over, George Clooney said,
Oh,
I think we
yeah.
just killed the series. I don't think it was a movie, but I happened to read
No, that
that
wasn't in the movie.
earlier.
He has continuously said that was the worst role he's ever had.
Right.
He's giving people refunds.
Yeah.
I complain about it.
On paper, it looks good.
Yes. A lot of things
The
are on
cast?
paper, yes.
Yeah.
The cast was actually very good.
Yeah.
Joe the Barber?
Why wasn't Val Kilmer in the Batman and Robin movie?
The whole throat thing, right?
No, I think he was making The Saint and he wasn't able to do it.
Ooh, you guys are good, man. Stink. Bye.
Bye.
Chaz and AJ.
Good morning.
Hey.
Morning. Who was the producer that had no involvement in this one movie, but he was involved with all the other Batman movies?
Again, we would know watching the movie, would we?
Tim Burton?
That's it, Tim Burton.
Okay.
Dawn and Harwinton.
Hi.
Hi.
What was the first name of Mrs. Freeze?
Mrs. Freeze.
Oh yeah.
Emma?
Nora.
Nora.
You got it.
Wow, look at this. Like a ninja. Okay. Here's one for you.
You're going to test Ruth?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
What are the first words spoken in the movie?
Oh man, I know it. Oh, isn't it like Chris O'Donnell saying like cowabunga or something stupid like that?
No, it actually says a complete sentence like cowabunga. That'd be Bart Simpson.
No. But he said, I believe he says it in the movie. It's yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I give up.
It's I want a car. Chicks dig the car. Robin said it's Alfred. All right, what's the name of Robin's motorcycle?
I don't know.
You were so confident. You knew everything.
It's
That's
Redbird.
the only reason we picked this movie.
It's Redbird.
Redbird.
Redbird, yes.
Got it.
Okay. Where does Pamela Isley become Poison Ivy?
In the lab.
Yeah, well, where's the lab located? We're looking for location. Like what country?
Oh. Country.
Yes. It's got to have a country.
Is this the sound of Ruth knowing a movie?
I hope not.
She's got a smile frozen on her face right there. Mr. Freeze, everybody chill.
What's the answer?
I've been frozen.
South America.
Okay.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for calling. Don't forget Monsters Ball happening Friday, October 25th at the Hops Company in Derby. Lots of big prizes, music from the zoo. They got Zoo Parties pizza there and tacos. It's $13. That includes the fees. That doesn't include pizza and tacos.
No.
Tickets are going very fast. Get them online at WPLR.com. Also, the Port 5 National Association of Naval Veterans is hosting the inaugural Tunnel to Towers 5K in Black Rock Harbor in Bridgeport on Saturday, October 19th. Sign up or donate to help us support Gold Star families, first responders, and now homeless veterans. For more information, go to port5usa.com, and we'll link up on the radio station website, WPLR.com. Final thoughts, AJ?
Yes, Brian's Run 2024, the second annual Brian Targonsky Memorial Car Show is going to happen this Sunday from 10 to 4 at the Southington Drive-In. Show cars, trucks, bikes, whatever you bring, no cutoff year. It's a $20 donation. Spectators are free, but donations are greatly appreciated.
Ruth.
Happy Foxy Shazam Day.
Phil.
All right, Randy Kitty Cat. Thanks for helping North Haven's feral cats.
Chaz and AJ.
And bee stings to the face head last summer looked like Muhammad Ali knocked me out next morning. Ow!
What happened?
Chaz and AJ.
Hey, AJ, I found my missing finger. It's still stuck to a paper plate in Lavery's. Anyways, hi, Ruth.
It's good to know.
Chaz and AJ.
You heard of Diddy's Freak Show, but have you been to Limmer's Love Fest? Ow!
Not yet.
Chaz and AJ.
Hi, Jimmy Carter. Only 363 more days to my birthday.
Nice.
Chaz and AJ.
Hey, at least Ruth got 3 right. You guys didn't get any.
Yeah.
Anyway, hi, Ruth.
I got 1 right.
Chaz and AJ.
Happy little Friday. Now go do some bong hits, everyone.
Nice.
Chaz and AJ.
Yeah, I wonder if Ruth knows what the only thing a vegan is willing to kill over and over and over again.
I don't think I want to know.
Beats.
The conversation.
Ow.
Chaz and AJ.
Oh, boy, I'm 0 for 2 this week. Oh, boy.
Joe Biden.